Says we're doing it live. It's Monday. Almost forgot, guys, but we made it. Doing it live.
Live.
I didn't forget. I had it in my phone from the last one.
I
was
see.
like,
That's what I need to
didn't
do.
change for it.
Calendar reminders, because I forgot to even like post about it. Captain Granite like made a little icon and everything, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, made another funny, hilarious piece of artwork. And I actually, man, I was trying to get it off of Instagram. I had to go into the code to get it off of Instagram so I could post it on Facebook. I meant to do it earlier in the week, but I did it today. So
Yeah, if you guys make some banging little thumbnails with everybody's faces photoshopped on, I'll use them for the stream cover. So feel free to send those my way.
Those are golden.
Those are golden.
I just turned on the news for the first time in 2 days, and our whole fucking state on fire.
Your whole state's on fire. I seen that on the news. Again. What is that, like the third time this year?
Fucking third time this week.
Is it actually close to you guys or nah?
Derek's backyard burned down, it looked like, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There was a fire a few miles from me, but nothing too close.
Mine's more of a little, like it was big. Don't get me wrong, and there was houses up there, but mine was like on a hill, so like it could have got a little more out of control, but thankfully it didn't. It just, it's a lot of smoke for all that dry brush getting.
Oh yeah. Actually, last week, Caleb called me up. He lives in the area now. He called me. He's freaking out because people are pounding on his door, going, "You need to go. There's a fire."
Oh, fuck that.
So I happen to be in my truck. It's all on his video. He was recording our conversation for whatever fucking reason. But I raced over there. I wanted to go check it out and see the fire. And the fucking hill behind his backyard. It was like this little mountain that was on fire. It was kind of cool.
Right after I watched your video, Derek, of that fire, I got a suggestion for one of your local news stations that had a helicopter in the air, and it was like an hour-long deal on all the fires that were going on in San Bernardino, and it showed that fire.
Yeah, after I left, what's funny, the footage you see from me is actually fucking way before any of the other shit came up. In terms of like the news choppers, because it wasn't until way after I left until I saw the helicopters.
Yeah, you can tell in your video that it's earlier in the evening than it is in their videos.
Dude, and what's funnier is I didn't even know that shit was on Live PD or Live Rescue, their fucking show. That was fucking weird to see.
Yeah.
San Bernardino, right up the street from me, is on fucking A&E, and it was like, someone was like, I just saw that on TV, and I was like, how did you see that when I just came from there? That makes no sense. I couldn't grasp in my head, like, are you serious? They're like, out of everywhere in the fucking country, they fucking pick San Bernardino to have that happen, and just so happen to have a fire right as
set it.
Just doing it live.
They're doing it for fucking ratings, dude. Throwing around matches.
Sure. They started the fire.
Everybody smokes cigarettes again. Whoops.
You know what? It's funny. I get comments that quit starting fires for content. I get those comments too. But in a realistic sense, you're kind of. I'm not gonna say they would do that. It's kind of stupid to do that. But like, dude, I wonder if anything shady like that's happened, like from insurance frauds and shit like that, like from interdepartmental shit like that.
Of course.
Dude,
what would Jake Paul do?
100%.
Yeah, right. It's totally Jake Paul out there starting all those fires.
I honestly can't understand. Like, oh, by the way, I didn't put this on video because I didn't want to like put the guy after he's like sitting outside waiting for his power. But the guy was talking to me. Turns out it's San Bernardino's councilman was one of the houses up there that got fire damage, not burnt down, but just like the side got scorched. And apparently he's lived there for 31 years. And this, mind you, just this year, that was the third time that hill's been up. And I asked him, I said, dude, how many times have you lived through this already in 31 years? And he said he's only been through about 5 of those, and 3 of them just being this year, which is fucking insane to think about. Like, so just this year alone, over the past 31 years, fucking this guy only lived through like 2 of those fires. So just this year, 3 fucking of them almost burned his house down.
Well, part of the deal is that you guys don't, I remember back in the 70s and 80s when my uncle lived in San Diego area and in Poway and Lemon Grove and all that. They used to do controlled burns, and they used to have these trucks and crews that would come in and clear out all of the ground cover and all of that stuff so that the fires wouldn't spread as bad.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, but they won't allow it anymore. It's all, worshiping the earth in California.
Because the ozone?
You can't take a weed out of the ground.
You can't burn the weeds there.
Yeah, you can't burn the weed. You can't do controlled burns anymore. You can't clear out undercover. You can't do any of that stuff. And so when the fires do come, and which obviously, for hundreds, thousands of years, that's been California's story is wildfires. They're way, way, way worse now than they ever have been.
You want to hear something even more fucked up? Someone pointed out, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're right." That all those guys up there on the top were prisoners, and there was a lot of times I was watching them, and I'm like, if I felt like they weren't like really trying, you know what I mean? Like I could physically see that, and I'm like, why aren't these firefighters like? There's literally a ball right there on the side of the hill, like you could easily just like a 2-second squirt with a garden hose and turn it out, which I later saw just a gust of wind pick it up, and turns out those are prisoners, and it made so much sense now. Like obviously they're gonna do what they gotta do to stop it, but dude, I was actually physically seeing like not the best efforts, and it ended up
No.
being those dudes.
You don't want to
"Why is
have
that one motherfucker
prisoners
had a
as first
chainsaw?"
responders. That's real stupid. We use our inmates out here to like clean the trash up on the side of the road and stuff,
Oh
but
Yeah,
not
they do that
just,
here, too.
just not to save people's houses. We don't use
Yeah.
them. For
They were
that.
using the inmates to save houses. They
Dude,
give-
all those firefighters that were on the hill, on the very top of the hill, like right at the fence line, saving those houses, were all inmates.
what?
Yeah, that one motherfucker had a chainsaw. What's up with that? That's
They're like,
Yeah, right.
They're like, here's some buckets. Get to work, guys.
Here's a
thought San
chainsaw.
Bernardino went bankrupt and didn't have a fire department.
They
or-
did, and then apparently recently over the past year they've finally been because I actually follow all their social media accounts and shit, and they always
Yeah.
post when they hire new officers. And this year, dude, they've been posting a lot of them, and dude, they all look like children. They all look like they're out of high school. And it's insane. Like, I don't know if I'm getting older and seeing that, or they're just that young, but dude, they're all like small framed, frail little like kids. You would like out of a uniform, you would think they just like came home from high school looking, and it's pretty crazy. But yeah, but we've been getting some new cops though.
Our whole fire department looks like that too, because the skinny guy, this is what we think anyway, the skinny, smaller dudes are the ones that want to look biggest and badass, so they get the hard jobs to try to get stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
watching those
Napoleon
little skinny
complex.
motherfuckers. Like, yeah, somebody like fucking Sub D or myself trying to walk up with a 400-pound hose up a fucking ladder on the side of a goddamn building. Well, it's on, no.
Get hosed.
Oh man.
I don't know what walking around with a hose feels like. Big old hose.
I do.
I bet you don't.
Oh shit.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Right over the shoulder.
Anybody here from
Fuck.
Shade Tree?
Oh,
No, he
Yeah. No.
better be here. I'm drinking Shade Tree beer tonight, just in his honor, so he better show up.
Shade
People
Tree
heard that.
beer.
Shade Tree
That
beer.
highlight?
No, I'm drinking Miller High Life. That's official beer of
oh,
Shade Tree.
The
really?
champagne.
All right.
Champagne.
Hey, so we established we're dealing with fires and fucking crazy hot weather here in Cali. Are you guys dealing with snow and wind and rain and shit everywhere else?
Don't get
What's
me
going on?
started.
No.
It's
What's Canada like, Lee?
It snowed all fucking day today.
really?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's there's snow on the forecast this week. It's like
Yeah,
midweek.
It always starts around this time of year, and like it's the fucking worst because it's Halloween, right? So like when you're a kid, you could never just be Spider-Man. You had to be Spider-Man in a fucking jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so
worst.
true.
That sucks.
Every
It
year,
was the worst.
every year,
Every
it's
year
just
you have to go
trashier.
as- Oh,
Yeah, it just ruin your costume every fucking year. But yeah, no, it's been snowing off and on for a couple weeks already. It's like it started way early this year.
Oh,
It's been hot here pretty much all year, but we finally got a cold snap the end of last week, this week, and it's actually kind of cold. I think it's like 39 or something like that.
oh man, that sounds like some Michigan shit.
Arson said he's gonna be here in about 10 minutes.
Alert the
Oh,
trash
shit.
cats.
Yep.
Trapped arson semen. Got to clean it.
Speaking of
Times
trash,
50.
speaking of trash cats, I bet if Arson had a cat and he FaceTimed, he'd be the next fucking Twitch scandal of throwing cats. Have you guys ever seen that?
What
That
happened?
whole I don't know if you guys okay, so I follow a subreddit on Reddit called Livestream Fails, and I like this because it just basically is tidbits of random fucks you wouldn't ever watch or give any time to, but you get like the little fun shit or the trolls or like a donator like doing some like borderline fucked up shit with the text to speech trolling just random shit right like that, right? Well, there's this lady. Now for some back context, apparently on Twitch, if you guys don't already know, like a dude could fucking like show his nipples on screen and fucking get banned, right? Well, there's chicks on here that are full blown like showing titties and all that shit and getting like 1-day bans and slaps on the wrist, whatever. Well, this one chick straight up fucking like she straight has like she's playing a game and she straight, and mind you, she's like some poster child fucking that fucking supposed to be like the goody two shoes of Twitch, whatever, right? Well, she straight yeets her cat off a fucking keyboard that fucking right on camera, right off her, and then fucking takes a swig of vodka in one of the videos and straight fucking kisses the cat and sprays and like spits vodka into the cat's mouth on camera, straight animal abuse to the max and shit on camera on Twitch, and this bitch didn't even get a fucking slap on the wrist. And there's like it's literally a meme now. So anything that has to do refer to cats or anything of that nature now, Twitch wise, is all like there's a Alinity joke. Her name's Alinity. So if you look up Alinity, you'll definitely find. What I'm
I have
I gotta see that.
Subscribe to that subreddit.
yeah, dude. I've just barely got into Reddit so late in the game, but dude, Reddit's a gold mine for like original shit you don't see anywhere else.
Dude, I'm noticing that like a lot of YouTube topics seem like they're getting snatched off of Reddit.
Oh, I haven't noticed that.
Absolutely.
Dude, PewDiePie is making a fortune off of just going through subreddits and makes a video about it.
Those Instagram accounts do that.
Like a lot of the news, like the story, like they do those like puff pieces and shit. They're getting those off Reddit because I'm seeing them on the news, but I'm seeing them on fucking Reddit like a week before. So it's
dang. They're getting
I don't know. I think Reddit's where everything's at.
Getting them hot topics.
One subreddit that I'm really into is Pussy Pass Denied. Check that out.
Dude, see,
what the hell is that?
It's basically like chicks that go up to dudes and they're like, they start shit and like push them around and smack them and stuff. And then the dudes are like, bitch, and they get fucking hit.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, and then they're like, why did you hit me? I'm a girl. It's like, dude.
Oh, that's so good. The best pussy pass denies I see are on, of course, crazy shit. They're so extreme. It's not even funny. Like, bouncers just breaking chicks' noses.
What?
Oh, man.
You can
Yeah.
follow
These chicks,
fight
man.
porn and shit. There's
Dude,
like
they'll just
fight
start
porn and all
punching
that.
dudes in the face. And then when the guy gets mad and fucking strikes back, they're like, how dare you?
They go
Right?
flying.
How dare you?
That's one of the first things we learned in tactical training back when I was in law enforcement is that if you underestimate a woman, you can end up really hurt or really dead really fast.
That's how you get the pass to punch.
Yeah, these
Knock them the
videos-
fuck out.
Oh God. Oh no.
Chicks are vicious too, man. They're using
I love the
nails.
one with the guy on the train. He's wearing like a fucking hunting cap or some shit on the fucking train, and this woman spits at him. And just she also has like a fucking In Living Color jacket on from like Martin Wayne's or some shit. But anyway, he turns around and just hits that chick. She flies like 4 or 5 seats, lands on the damn head.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a good one.
Dude, there's one called Trashy too,
Yep.
and then there's one called Of Course That's a Thing. And my personal favorite, I think, is What Is This Thing? And it's just literally random posts of the most random mundane shit. And I swear to God, within 5 minutes, no matter what, you always see somebody with the most insane, like to the perfect point with a link and reference of what someone's posting. And it's the most interesting thing just to like see random people's findings and just getting to see what they are. That one's really cool too.
Derek, subscribe to Why Were They Filming? It's just random ass shit happens. Yeah, that's a good one.
Y'all, dude, there's too many. There's like way too many to name, but dude, you can end up seeing like good ones like related once you start following a few good ones. Then you'll see like ones that they're not really named proper, but once you click on it, you get the gist of what it is, and you're like, oh, and then you find like gold Reddits, that subreddits that way.
Another one I'm interested in is Beggars Be Choosers. I think that's the name of it. But I think a lot of that shit is fake. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I feel like a lot of shit's fake these days. Just like do it for the views.
Yep.
Yeah, that started several years ago.
It works.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
Fake
man, how well
news.
it works.
Like
Dude, I
that.
still
Road rage.
try to maintain like
raging bike
a
theft.
fucking good standing channel. I still don't clickbait.
You're not doing the fake. you're not
Maybe
doing
I
the fake
should.
views. Remember who was the one that did like his bike got stolen? Remember that shit? Who was that?
Me
That
with
was
with
Harris.
Arsenal?
Oh, there was a couple
How
of them.
many?
Some moto
Yeah,
vlog,
nobody-
dude. It was 3D Machines, I think it was.
Yeah, 3D Machines
Oh, yeah.
did the one that
Remember
Squeaky
that?
Clear busted him
3D
out for when he did that. Like he deleted the video, but did y'all ever see
Oh.
the video where he like figured out it was his buddy like definitively? Like he found like a pic. You could see his helmet while he was
That
riding
shit was
two up
so
in his mirror, like in the background of another
Yeah.
video.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
so
yeah.
Great.
I saw that.
What was the
Busted.
funniest thing about that whole thing that whole time to me is that my good buddy More Bad Ideas was like, that motherfucker's fake as shit. And then More Bad Ideas turned his whole channel.
Oh, dude, that guy's
Oh.
God, dude, that was real sad what happened to that channel. I used to really
Yeah,
like watching that guy's videos until he started
Yeah.
doing that.
Who's
I
chasing?
think
More
right
Bad
out the
Ideas?
fucking window.
Yeah, I still love Ernie and everything, but every fucking video is fake, but he'll tell you that.
Oh
too.
yeah, every
People
bit of
like
respect
him.
that's
Yeah, he's a
gone.
good dude. And that's the thing with the channels with all that clickbait. It works for a while, and then all of a sudden it just fucking dies.
Yeah.
Then the algorithm
Back when,
catches you.
When vidIQ was still reporting everybody's earnings on every video and stuff, I was watching Ernie's earnings climb big time, like up to fucking $5,000 a video. I just couldn't believe it. Then they took it off.
Oh man.
I knew what all you motherfuckers made there for about 6 months.
I wish I could have seen that so I could see how accurate it was.
It was
It was pretty
Yeah, I
accurate.
have-
Like, I was
you know what,
kind of watching.
it was a
like, my
huge
own shit
window
to
though.
see.
It was like
Eh.
like a massive window. Like you make between this and this. It's like he makes between $50 and $3 million.
Yeah,
It's like,
totally
you got it.
accurate.
I think
You guys got
No,
me.
I meant
the
Wow.
the vidIQ one was like it was narrowed down a lot. Like a Social Blade does that, where it's like this monstrous fucking gap. But the vidIQ one was like it was pretty goddamn close. Like it was within a few $100 or like $1,000 of each one. I was watching my
Yeah.
own for a while, and it was pretty much bang on.
Yeah, before my channel got shadow banned, I could go to like Social Blade and look at what they said my estimated earnings were, and it was right in the middle of the range, like on the lower side of the middle, but it was more accurate than you might think. So, but everything,
Yeah, Social Blade. I kind of figured out. It looks like it's like right in the middle of what that massive range is. Seems to be
Yeah.
where it's actually at.
yeah,
I think the best paying years are like 14, 15, and 16.
Yeah.
15,
That's-
15,
those are-
16 was
16.
my
That's
best.
when I saw the most channel
Yeah.
growth too, was during that time. And then
Mhm.
when all the shit hit the fan, then it's just like, nope. Although most
I
all
kind
the-
of missed.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, it's crazy. It's like here's 1/6 of what you used to make. Figure it out.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Oh my
that's
God.
literally what it was. Like a light. It was like a light switch when that happened.
Oh yeah,
and then it slowly like went up a bit over like a few years, and then it's like
But-
it's all right now. I guess I just realized like views are less nowadays than they were back then, so you got to kind of teeter totter what that equals out to. But I
It's
notice
like-
nowadays, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fucking surprisingly. For my videos, I never get yellows anymore. I'd be careful what I post though. But have you guys been having better with your
I s-
monetization?
I still get them.
Yeah,
Like,
well, they
yeah.
I've
they
literally
changed it,
never.
dude. Now you
never
rate
got-
yourself. Like you're on the
Yeah.
honor system.
What?
Yeah, I
how
have
do
to
you
do that too.
how do you rate yourself? What?
Basically, they give you a questionnaire. If they think one of your videos might be a little fucked up, they'll be like, "All right,
Not-
let's
not
just
only that-
backtrack a little bit. You're telling me there's nothing fucked up here, right?" And you're like, "Yep." They're like, "So there's none of this," and you have to click, "Yep." None of that. Yep. And you just go down the line, and then they're like, "All right,
Yeah.
we trust
And
you."
you know
and
what
then
sucks?
catch you slipping.
You know what sucks too? I caught them as well. I did my self-rating, and there's 2 of my videos since the self-rating system's been out that in all, mind you, it was green and everything when I did it, but then once it stayed green, out of nowhere it says confirmed by manual review. Like somebody said, all right, let's see if you really said the fucking truth. And it was the 2 videos, my Skydia ones, that had like way more views than my normal videos. And it's like they make sure if your videos get traction, they manually check it so they can fuck you over out of your revenue or not. Right.
Right?
There.
Like I had one.
Make sure you don't lie.
I had one on the Rebel that they gave the thing to, and it got like 60,000 views or something like that. And then like way down the line, they're like, "Oh wait, nope, we're taking that back, not monetized." And I'm like, "What the?
Yeah.
How could it be monetized that whole time? And now you're saying it's not?" And then
Well,
Well,
I,
I
that's the
get that at
crap.
all.
Is it totally was that whole time? It's just like, okay, so y'all just what kept all the money.
yeah, that was
made
like
in
my
time?
first
Yep,
vid in a
pretty
long
much.
time to like go really good. And then I'll do like a
Yeah.
3-gun vid, and they'll be like, they'll let one go and be like, "Oh, that's fine." And then I'll do the next match, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, freaking block the hell out of that. There's a gun in there."
The one good
Like,
thing,
what?
the one good thing that's going to happen for us as content creators, regarding if Google and YouTube and everything gets broken up due to antitrust, is that we'll finally get to see how all that shit worked conceivably. You know, they'll have to release more of the whatever you want to call it. They'll have, you know, because if it's going to be broken up, all that stuff's not proprietary anymore. It's not trade secrets anymore. We'll finally get to see how the algorithms
The
work.
secrets to the algorithm. It's just everyone-
Is that,
Did you guys?
is that a thing
It's
right
like
now?
it's that big of a secret. I could figure it out.
Where do you guys?
Yeah, I mean,
Where do you guys do that?
It's that Nerd City video.
Yeah, I saw that one with all the like trigger words, and you can get like an Excel sheet of it.
I love,
Yeah.
dude. That guy does some retardedly fucking in-depth shit on his videos. His videos.
Where the
like,
fuck
are
is
some
that?
top
I need
tier.
that.
Look up Nerd City.
yeah.
And dude, if you've never seen this guy, dude, you're gonna watch one of his videos, and like being somebody that edits videos, you're gonna appreciate his content so much. He goes, I never seen a YouTuber to this day so consistently making such high quality videos that's got to take God knows how much to fucking edit and shit, dude. It's crazy.
Did you guys see H3 fucking catch Patricia Paytas lying about her monetization the other day?
Dude,
That
I was gonna bring that up.
Oh wait,
Was that
what?
she was on the
Lying about it?
podcast or something?
Oh yeah. Well, she's got this transgender thing, right? That everybody was saying the only reason she's pushing is because it makes so much money on the AdSense. She's like, no, you can't. YouTube doesn't let any of that shit monetize. So he forced her single-handedly to download YouTube Creator Studio on her phone and prove it, and she made $8,000 off that shit.
Yeah, she went on TV.
So
Basically,
wait,
she made
this was on the podcast, right?
Yeah, she made a video saying that she's a gay man, obviously for views, right? And she went out even on television to say the video wasn't monetized and that it was just out. She was out there to like speak a message and come out, blah blah blah. And that's what he was talking about. And then he literally like borderline forces her to download this shit and like calls her out to the strongest fucking degree, and then calls her out 8 G's she made.
But
on
this
that
is like
video.
in person, right?
Yeah, live on a
Oh, okay, I
podcast.
gotta go watch that. I have.
Yeah.
I saw that she was on there, and I was like, oh, that's just gonna be.
That's
so
gonna be a
when you
train
see
wreck.
something, you're like, that's exactly where you're like, I kind of want to watch it, but I gotta like wait till I got nothing going on, and I can sit down and watch this.
Yeah, dude.
You know, another good channel like that is No Jumper. I don't know if you guys watch that.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good like that.
But he does some funny shit. Like he'll get some people up there and get them to admit some shit.
YouTube has become pretty filthy business. I guess in a way it always was, though. I mean, you go back to David's farm. I mean, it's been pretty much crazy.
Oh God,
and weird
David's
and-
farm. This guy's great. Oh my God.
Where do you?
Yeah. Till the dude got busted for what, child porn or something
Don't
like
say
that.
that,
what?
Neil. We're all gonna get busted. We can't even mention it.
Fuck that
Oh,
dude.
piled
Oh,
corn.
right?
Yeah.
Pile of corn.
Pile of
Pile
corn.
of corn. He got, yeah.
What are you talking about? Where do you guys do that self-rate thing you were talking about? Is that like when you upload a video?
Yeah, it doesn't even let you save your video or details unless you do it.
Oh, really? I guess I haven't uploaded one since this has been implemented. I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
have to
I've
check
never
it out.
had that.
Me neither.
Oh,
I've only ever gotten that questionnaire, like if it like doesn't monetize a video. It's only every once in a while. Like I'll either get the option to request manual review, or it'll be like, hey, answer these questions. But it's like it's not an every time thing at all for me.
mine's
That
every
yellow-
upload.
That yellow bullshit must be a lot more lenient in Canada because I've literally never gotten one ever, and I
Well,
say fuck shit.
Lee, it's the weirdest shit. Like I've got videos like in my garage wrenching, right? And blah blah
Yes.
blah. Then and those are cool. Like YouTube's like, yeah, whatever, right? And then I'll upload a video, and it's like weird. It's like, how's the computer like figure it out so quickly? Like I'll take all the swearing out. This and like I won't even be doing hooligan shit, right? And it'll be like me riding the bike, and it's like fucking every time I ride a bike, it's like, even if it's a few minutes in a garage video, if I jump out and ride it to test something, they're like, oh, you're gonna get the yellow.
Too
And then
edgy.
I'll have to do the manual review and wait like a fucking day.
That's what I did. I did.
And it's like 50-50. It depends on who reviews it. I think
I think so too.
I'm telling you, the public versions I put up are pretty fucking okay. Like, I'm making sure these days. Just, it sucks, but like, okay, fine. And
You
there's
know why I
still
think
like,
they're
I got
180. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I say I don't even bleep the swear words. I just cut them the fuck out. So like you'd have me saying like I cut them out, you know, like it's not even like a bleep, like it's just like run on words, you know, like because I figured out they don't even like the bleeping anymore. They want like nothing. Like I make them really clean, and it's like I swear it just depends on who fucking reviews them. If they're going to be like, I don't know. I just imagine in my head I picture it somebody over in California that's like just totally like all up in the ways of things, and they're like, oh, I don't know, oh god.
Better be safe. Better safe than sorry.
I would love to see what some of these reviewers look like who they are. Like,
Oh,
what
God.
kind of fucking
You know, it's
people
just
are
some scrubs at
They're
home
just-
fucking all
Dude,
day.
You know,
Dude, I wish they would outsource it to India like everything else, because those people ride motorcycles like crazy. They'd be like, yeah, it's just fine, no problem, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
It
they
does
don't give a
not have
shit.
any scamming in it, so it is now demonetized.
Yeah, fuck it, let them have it. I'm
Yeah.
for it.
Let them have it.
Did you see the 180 they pulled on the check mark bullshit? And that right there single-handedly shows they hear all the backlash when they
Oh,
said they're
yeah.
gonna pull check marks. And then we actually got a fucking email saying, all right, if you got it, you're gonna keep it. And then they went through this whole thing. But then even since then, I'm noticing was when that fucking monetization log bullshit came up. So I don't know, man. We'll have to
Really?
see.
Oh, no more check marks or like getting strikes on your channel, and they're like, "Oh, we'll delete your whole shit now."
No.
That's-
Did
the
you see-
verification.
Oh,
checkmark.
verification check.
They were
marks.
gonna grab that and say, "Oh, you've had it all these years. Well, if we deem that you shouldn't have it, they were gonna revoke our check marks after we already got them." Which
You
is
know
like,
what they said?
oh, hell
They
no.
came back and said, if you already have one, you can keep it, but we're
You
not
are, yeah.
giving any more out.
Yeah.
What?
That's
Why?
kind of fucked up.
What?
And they're
I
gonna
think-
make it just for brand friendly shit, pretty much. That's all they want to do.
Wow, that's fucked up. That's stupid.
I did that whole checklist, man, to fucking make sure I got that shout out. You probably guys, you might have talked about this already. I don't know, but it was a bitch trying to fucking get every fucking thing on the checklist done. I still don't have a fucking check on a goddamn thing. And there's people with a lot less credentials than I do that have that goddamn check. Pisses
And
me
now
off.
you'll
You'll
have
never get it. It's unattainable, motherfucker.
I go through my house with blue Sharpie and shit, just like putting in little-
Everywhere you see your name, you're like
Yeah,
verified.
my
bitch.
wife's pissed off.
They're trying to kill. They're trying to kill the very thing that they set out to be in the beginning. You know, it's not about independent creators anymore. It's not about online communities anymore. It's about them wanting to be. They want to be Netflix. They want to be Amazon Prime. They want to be Hulu. And
I mean,
there's
literally
not.
started off. It was like,
Yeah,
here's some
they-
home videos that you can fucking
Exactly.
put online. Do whatever you want. Lloyd.
Started off with a video of a dude
Elephants.
looking at an elephant in the zoo.
It's like, yeah, man. Ah,
Oh man.
Sucks,
oh
man.
well. What are you gonna do?
Dude, that pisses me off when I get a new device or a new TV or some shit, and they're like, "Try YouTube TV." I just giggle under my fucking breath. It's just so funny to me.
Get outta
Fuck
here.
you.
I actually use YouTube TV. I like it a lot.
Oh,
Really?
fuck you.
It just has like local channels or what?
Yeah, it's got some local channels. All the shit
Really?
you normally watch, but it's got an unlimited DVR to it, right?
Oh, that's
And
kinda
you
cool.
just fucking rack up the movies and just
everything.
you just yeah. I don't know. I've got hundreds.
What is it
hundreds.
called?
YouTube TV.
I might.
Oh, YouTube TV.
How much is that a month?
I think it's like $40 or something.
What?
$50
Get the
maybe.
fuck out of here, YouTube.
But I canceled. I canceled my regular cable. For it.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
now I'm
canceled
doing YouTube
everything.
TV. I'm doing Netflix, which I steal from my friend Gabriel, and Hulu. But I only got the $5 a month deal, and that's way more than I could ever watch. In fact, I'm probably gonna cancel fucking Hulu. But I do. I like YouTube TV.
I think that's the way it's gonna go, man. All the streaming services
I,
are just gonna take over.
I
Sure.
canceled
You
everything
know,
but Amazon.
And I
Prime.
hate to
That's
admit
all
it,
I
but I'm one of those dicks that I'll watch TV in my car. You know, so fucking I got YouTube TV going. I
You're
don't
like,
care.
you're like, let me catch up on this fucking next
I gotta
season.
catch up on Nashville.
Gotta watch Schitt's Creek while I'm sitting on the 405 in traffic.
You do, dude. If you fucking spend any time
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he muted.
Just got muted.
Who muted him?
Yeah, if you're stuck, if you travel the freeways out here, dude, you're in gridlock shit for hours. You have to watch something.
Yeah.
It's better than texting, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, watching a fucking feature length film.
I mean, you're not like fucking paying attention to every single detail, but it's just kind of on.
True.
Yeah,
That's what
back when
podcasts are for. That's what Joe Rogan is for.
Back when I was
Yeah.
on the road fucking touring and shit, we had a full blown laptop duct taped to the fucking dash playing movies literally 24/7. Like I never watched the road whatsoever.
Just like,
Oh, dude, I fully know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. It was crazy. We were like 3 dudes stuck in a truck like 4 days a week. Like all we had going was just South Park fucking 24 hours a day.
I really enjoy the Fire TV, man, because it works so well with Alexa.
And back then, like it wasn't an issue either. You could like we got pulled over numerous times with that shit, and it was like, oh yeah, just go along on your merry way. You know, it wasn't like getting caught texting and driving these days. It's a big fucking deal.
yeah, right.
Said I got a 17-inch fucking laptop duct taped to the dash, watching a movie, not even paying attention to the road. There's like, yeah, see you later.
What you watching there?
Yeah, what you watching?
Once you get a big TV that works with your smart speaker, it changes everything.
Oh, dude, I just fully fucking smartified my whole house. It's the greatest thing ever. Like it's ridiculous how I don't want to fucking even touch a light switch anymore. Like that's the most first world shit I've ever heard my entire life. But
the control lights, dude. I love that shit.
I've got like both my TVs, my lights. I set up a couple plugs like for the shit that isn't smart enabled or whatever and stuff. Like now I've got everything automated and stuff, and got all these like different commands to fucking do like multiple things in one shot. It's so good.
It's so nice. I love
Check it out. Bartholomew, turn off the lights.
Bartholomew.
Turn back on.
That's beautiful. Yeah, see things like that. I got my living room wired up like that. I want to do the thermostats. The next thing that's just got me fucking itching in my fucking dick hole. Like imagining waking up all fucking hungover at 8 a.m. It's fucking freezing. You don't even have to move. You just be like, Alexa, make it fucking hotter. And
make it hot.
Fuck Alexa.
Yeah.
I like it in the room though, especially in the morning, because then when you're like tired as fuck and you like don't want it blinding, you're just like make the lights like 15%.
Yeah.
You're like, that's great.
Or when motherfuckers try to get you, that's why I like Fire TV so much, because when motherfuckers try to get you to pick up your phone and look up this bullshit or that bullshit, you should be like, Alexa, look up this dude's douchebag show, and it fucking brings it up for you, and he'll shut up, and that's it.
This douchebag show.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be as like awesome as it is, but now I can't fucking go back. It started with like
Absolutely
a 4-pack. It started with a 4-pack of light bulbs, and now all of a sudden I got like multiple devices, TVs, fucking like all this other shit, all within like a week span of time. Like as soon as I saw those lights go off and on, I was like, oh god, this is cocaine.
I even got stuck on Alexa games, like by accident, because I looked up my bill and shit that I've been paying for on it, and it said yes, sire. And I got all up in arms, like, what the fuck is this? Because it sounded like some fucking porn game, right? That somebody else did. And it turned out to be like a role-playing game, like medieval shit. And I sat in my bed and fucking played the goddamn thing for 45 minutes.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Now it's
oh yeah, you can play games with that bitch all day if you're real lonely.
Billy, they said for you to in the slide chat. They said for you to stop saying Alexa.
Trigger in their things.
You're setting off Amazon echoes all over America right now.
Get them with that. Hey Google.
Hey Google.
In the chat, man. He fucking said some of the Alexa engaged sexy time and turned the lights red and dimmed and all that shit. Dude, I literally set that up in my room. It puts on like some fucking music and puts the red and pink lights on in there. It's so great. I was like, I'm gonna try this out. Fucking soon first try. It was the funniest shit ever, man. It's the greatest thing, and like it worked. So.
Oh, have you guys ever Alexa play midget Swahili porn?
Oh, dude, this one really.
Let's see who got it.
This is the one you do if you really want to piss motherfuckers off. Alexa, change your wake word to computer. Like, what is it? How many people are watching? A couple hundred people's fucking shit just totally fucking scrambled.
What? What does that do?
They changed their wake word to computer, so now when they say Alexa, she's not going to answer them anymore until they fucking.
Oh, they have to say computer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking HAL 9000.
I can't fuck with that.
Man.
Gator, did it show some midgets while Healy porn for you, or how'd that work out? I'm curious to see what that would actually play.
Curious to see what
You
that
can
would
tell
look like.
Alexa, play porn music, and it'll
Yeah,
play.
that works. It'll play
Yeah.
some fucking,
Really?
like,
You get some
play some
funky,
funk
dunky,
shit, yeah.
skunky, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you just get straight hard fucking bass slapping going
Got
on
the
right away.
bass slapping and whack-a-lackas and everything, man.
Yeah, I tested that out right away too.
Yeah.
It works. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, it's fucking cool, man. It's sweet living in this time of technology. That's for sure.
I agree.
I thought that shit was so fucking dumb for the longest time, and then I just started renovating my house like, I don't know, like a month ago, and I got like the one thing, and like I said, just snowballed into everything super
Yeah.
fast. And now I want to voice control everything in my fucking house.
Our dads are the funniest guys about it. Like, you can't have them vacuums going to map up your goddamn house and shit, listening to you and shit. I have so much fun just reaching into their shirt pocket and shaking their cell phone. Being like,
Yeah,
shut the
exactly.
up.
So many people have said that to me too. They're like, oh, you're not afraid people are spying on you. Listen to you. Like, we got someone in our pocket that spies on us 24 hours a day. We're already too far gone. Who gives a
Oh,
shit?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I've given up.
are you doing something? Like, I'm sure that's what everybody says. Like, you know, are you doing something that you don't want someone to hear? And they're like, oh, that's not the point and whatever. But I mean, like, you know, whatever. It's already there. There's nothing we can fucking do about it. So just get on the train.
Yeah.
I got a message on my cell phone today. It says, "We're protecting your privacy." I just fucking busted out laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got your
It's
back.
such a joke. It's a joke.
Sure.
What was that company? Cambridge Analytica? That's the scary company, isn't it?
Oh, that whole. You watch that Netflix thing? Obviously.
Yeah, that
Wait,
scared the shit out
what?
of me.
What was
That was
that?
crazy, yeah. It was this fucking documentary on Netflix about this place like selling your data to fucking campaigners and shit. So they were like showing certain ads, like Trump-friendly ads to Trump-friendly people and shit like that. I don't know. They were. It was this whole thing. I don't know. I watched it when I was not really fucking paying attention, but I caught the most of it. It was pretty cool though.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got the mushroom tip slurping.
Oh shit, we're live.
Alexa,
Oh,
make
shit.
slurp
Oh,
sounds.
sorry. Hey, Corey, you gotta get out of here, dog. I'm live.
Oh, give me
Sorry.
my dick back.
Oh,
Dig it
I know.
out. Dig it out.
What's up, young chaps?
What
Where
up?
are you?
Talking about
Huh?
robots.
Oh,
Talking
how
about
come I don't
robots?
see your? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Are we talking about the robots of the sexual variety? Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking about investing.
We
We were
can.
talking about you.
Same here.
I heard that
Dude.
you could use Alexa to like pre-moisten your fucking sex robot before you get home after a long day of getting fucked in the ass by your boss.
You could. You just plug in the squirt gun to a smart plug and say, make the wake word, moisten my pussy.
God damn it, I love the future. I just want to see it all. I want to be it all.
Alexa,
Just wanna do it
moisten
all.
his pussy.
Dude, you want to have a good time? Fucking jump on Amazon and go read the reviews of those fucking sex dolls. It's pretty hilarious.
Are they all
Oh my
5 stars?
God.
Can you get a sex robot?
The
from
sick
Amazon?
fucking me is
You
gonna
can
actually
get
do
those like the real.
do that right
dolls or
now.
whatever the fuck they're
Somebody's-
called, like those.
Oh
Yeah, you
my
can buy
God.
those things on Amazon. I went on there one day and was reading the reviews on these things and like, oh my god, dude, it was fucking hilarious.
Oh my
Look at
god.
this.
You gotta think all the reviews are fake.
I just typed fleshlight and it literally put an unedited asshole in my face on Amazon. and it's just says shaven pussy. I don't know what it is. If it's a book or it's a book hardcover.
Alexa, order
sex
robot. Alexa, order sex
Oh, here's a
robot.
flashlight. Let's see if there's any reviews
Oh
for
my
it.
god.
Oh damn, there isn't.
It's showing a dick going in.
Where?
I'm
Granny did- Granny had to chime in.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're right. It does. Oh my god.
oh my
Dude,
this
okay.
the
Dude,
CD underworld
I
of
will-
Amazon.
Hey, Ian, if I put this link on that gray bar on the left, is that to you guys?
Yeah, it'll go.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. I want to
there's-
see this.
This is on Amazon. They're advertising a fleshlight, and there's about 2 inches of shaft of it going in the pussy in the fleshlight of like showing you how it works, like picture. Oh my god.
Oh shit! Here it is.
Oh no, what is
I
it?
can't believe I'm clicking this.
Look at the top right circle picture.
Oh, that's a fake dick.
It's a what dick?
That's a fake dick. It's a dildo.
Dude, it has
I'm gonna share it with
It's
everybody.
it's
out in
pretty
the
it's
side
pretty
chat.
veiny.
dude, it
Yeah,
has,
but you
it has
think that
hair
with today's
follicles on it.
technology, you can't fucking simulate a veiny cock on a fucking dildo?
Look at the thumb spreading that thing open too. Jesus Christ!
Dude,
Just
my-
a violent fucking
Like-
spread.
Dude, my
Yeah, the amount of flaps on that fucking pussy, like you're
that-
tripping over the veins on a dildo.
Bro,
I
that
just
fucking-
realized I'm signed in, so now this is all.
yeah,
gonna be in
now
my
now that I
fucking-
pulled this up and I'm signed in, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
dude.
getting all these flashlights. Oh, are you still thinking about? Are you still thinking about buying the
Oh,
man
that's a good
massager
point.
cup?
Dude, I
Jared,
can't
don't
find-
act like this wasn't already on your wish list.
It was.
$28
It was.
$28.90.
What's with
You
that
can't find a
dildo that they're
flashlight.
shoving in that thing? That thing's got some Jenny warts on it or something. Jesus Christ! Look,
Yeah,
Comes pre-herbed.
Depends on who the model was,
that
right?
thing's got some dragon scales on it.
yeah, it's got those goose pimples, dog.
It's all
Oh,
speckly.
God.
It looks like fucking duck lips.
That's what my dick looks like when I haven't got some pussy in a long time, and I'm like putting it right up to the fucking cave entrance. It's just like, ooh.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about this one.
Oh my God.
Look at the proportions on this. It's a little sketchy.
Oh,
Oh
God.
no.
No, get that off of
No.
Amazon. I'm about to
No,
report that.
that needs to be. I'm recording it. I'm
Oh
gonna
no, the
record it.
Why
legs!
does it have baby? What
The
does
legs!
baby feet?
What the
Why does it
fuck?
have suburban delinquent?
It's
feet?
yeah, it's baby legs. It's the suburban
Oh, get out of here.
edition.
Oh no!
Wait a second.
Oh no! Oh man!
Oh
Dude.
no!
Found in the
That's
back room
I
of
can't.
every
I
Catholic
can't show
church.
that on the
Fuck.
stream. That's gonna get abandoned.
No,
I
no,
don't think
no.
you can show that anywhere.
I had no idea
this.
this shit was all over Amazon.
It's the seedy underworld of Amazon over here. My Amazon's really
No,
low.
you could get this
You
sort
get
of
a hell of
thing
a
on
deal.
Amazon.
Dude, I bet you
can
Jared
get it on
Fogle has like
wish.com
8 of
too for
those.
way cheaper.
all
Okay,
destroyed.
okay. Now I've seen everything. There's a fucking pocket ass and it has stretch marks on it. Look at this. They actually put
Oh,
stretch
no.
marks on it. That way you could actually have a stretch mark. Oh wait, never mind. It's just showing the innards.
Just the innards.
Oh.
You spread it
Gotta
out,
get
not the
closer.
innards.
Wow. Why does the butthole cavity look like a fucking light socket? Like it looks like you can plug something in on the inside.
Looks like a barbecue
I'm
brush.
done clicking.
Is
Why
it-
do all of these products have the obligatory picture of some dude with his thumb spreading it as wide as he can get it to go?
Oh, dude.
He's
shit.
probably like
You
a.
gotta
He's
know.
probably like the thumb model they hire for all these things. He's like, get your thumb in
Oh,
there.
God.
Probably
He's
my
like,
thumb.
I'm making fucking bank.
He has his hands insured for $500,000 because he's the guy.
He's like, I spread
Why, and
buttholes
why
all
are they
day.
$100? They're way
Oh,
too
dude.
expensive, man. Fucking rubber glove and shampoo's free at the hotel.
Really?
Yeah, that's way too expensive,
We
man.
are
50 bucks.
we are very near the end of civilization.
Are sex toys that expensive? I guess so.
Not on
I couldn't find
Amazon.
any with any reviews either, so that's sketchy.
You get that
Can you
next.
imagine?
Oh
day.
yeah, that's what we were looking at. The review.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
gotta
was
find
trying to find.
Find some sex.
Damn it, we got all
dolls.
sidetracked.
They're creepy as hell. They get pretty.
Yeah, well,
descriptive.
Yeah, as soon as I
Yeah.
saw the fucking baby foot pocket ass, I was out.
Yeah, no doubt.
just-
That's a link I was not going to share with the side chat.
Right?
And that's on fucking Amazon, dude.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Let's just think
Just think-
here for a second though. Like imagine if you like if like you had like a bunch of these, right? And then like all of a sudden like your house caught on fire and you just had to fucking dip out and like everything but your fucking closet gets burned down. The firefighters open it and there's a paraplegic pussy and a fucking baby's ass in your fucking closet. There's no coming back from that.
Well,
Not only is your house burned down,
dude,
but
it
you're
wouldn't
getting locked
matter.
the fuck up.
They're all silicone anyway. It wouldn't matter, right? They'd survive the fire. They'd all just be the only things left sitting around.
Yeah. Dude.
Little baby ass sticking up out of the ashes.
Oh man.
Dude,
Did you say
That
in
looked
a
like
fucking-
Gazorpa's
that one was fucked up with the baby
Silicone
legs,
doesn't
though.
burn.
Yeah.
Dude, they
You
probably
can share-
put
you can
fucking-
It
share in a-
totally burns.
They probably
You'd be
install
sharing a
motorcycle
fucking
hand
cell.
warmers in those things.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! I bet you that's the strat though. You get some of those fucking those beanbag hand warmers. You stuff it in there real quick.
Oh,
It doesn't feel like you're fucking a dead corpse every single time.
Or no, there's like a pocket.
A
There's like a
beanbag
pocket
hand
underneath the coochie hole where you fucking
Wait a
interexchange
minute,
fucking
wait a
warm
God.
beanbags.
Arson.
Hi.
Fuck one of these things. I'm getting,
Huh?
I'm
Ours
getting the
sounds
feeling
like
that
he's had
you've got some
experience.
experience here.
Yeah.
Oh, do I own one?
No, have you ever fucked one of these things?
I don't like you asking me personal questions.
No, he's only borrowed mine.
You never got it back.
I thought I was the only one that knew about that hand warmer trick.
It's like leaving a shirt at
just
someone's
kidding.
house. You're never getting it back.
Game over.
Oh
I
shit,
prefer,
Suburban! I actually do have one of your shirts here still.
Nice.
From when we went up to Catalina and it got mixed in my shit. And that's exactly what I'm fucking talking about. That could have been your pocket
I
app.
got your shirt from like 5 years ago. It's still
Yeah.
all clean and folded for you.
Yeah. It's all
Which
clean
shirt?
and as fade as it was. One of your fucking gay motorcycle ones. I don't know. It has like it's not like a delinquent shirt. It's like some random ass brand you probably got for free. I don't know though. It does look faded like you wore it a lot. And I think I remember you once telling me you really liked that shirt too when I told you before, like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
If I was wearing it, I liked it.
Yeah, and if you brought it to Catalina, you definitely liked it. You were trying to show off and fucking show those fucking hookers you'd never see again on the island what kind of steez you got.
Cops.
Oh man, I wish there was like a third person like video footage. Just some random guy. Just we had no fucking communication with him, but like at the end of the trip, he just hands us a camcorder and goes, "Here's what happened. Enjoy," and just walks away, and we just have the dopest like documentary of everything that took place that weekend.
There was
That'd
a
be the
lot of weird
coolest thing
shit
in the
that happened on that trip. That was kind of fun.
That was crazy. I remember you guys called me. It was like 3 or 4 a.m. my time, and you guys were all wasted in that restaurant, like climbing up that fucking ladder or something.
Oh, that was a whole different fucking
Oh
experience.
god.
Derek tried to fight a security guard.
Yeah, for like an
Oh,
hour.
yeah.
It's like
That's
two
Hit me,
dudes that
motherfucker,
don't want to
hit me.
fight, but don't want to act like they don't want to fight.
I don't even remember that. That was after the Jaeger bombs or before?
No,
That was
the,
that was no, that wasn't
that
the
was the
Catalina
first
trip.
night.
Yeah, that was that
Wait,
time that we
what?
just went to Long Beach. Yeah, with
Oh
the security guard.
God.
Yeah.
Where we, I don't know, we ran inside that restaurant, the kitchen of this restaurant. The back door was open, and we're like, let's go fucking climb these stairs to the roof for some fucking weird reason. And we did, but I was the first one up the ladder, and I got out the hatch, and then you guys got fucking caught, and I was like free and clear, but then I would have got stuck on the roof, so I came down too. But then the security guard got all fucking mad, and you're like, I'll fucking kill you, bitch. It was funny.
I never said that. I would never say that.
You guys
never-
were,
liar.
dude, you guys were at each other's throats for like 20 minutes. It was like a standoff.
I
Who's
feel like
gonna
Yeah.
put
I
touch who?
feel like it's
It
a
was
little
fucked up.
over exaggerated.
No, dude, it was
no,
bad.
you guys argued for like a fucking hour.
It was bad.
An hour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys literally were fucking. It was
Like
was
we're just
literally
on
a
that little island we rolled up on, and for like an hour just sit there like.
no. It wasn't. That wasn't the island. We were back like close to where we were supposed to be docked. Like we were on our way from Long Beach back to fucking. Yeah, we took a pit stop at this one place to grab a few drinks, but they were closed. And they were having a private party, and then we went to the back, saw the kitchen was wide open, saw a fucking ladder, decided it would be cool to just like do a B&E in the back of the fucking kitchen and climb up the stairs. Dude, but like we had no fucking business being back there, and like they were completely in the right for like everything they said to us, because like we were just fucking dicking off in the back of the kitchen. Like imagine going to a fucking Denny's and just like pissing off in the back of like the kitchen or whatever.
That's
you know?
about it, how it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are just like, yeah, let's go back here and see what's up.
Yeah, just like thinking it's completely normal and okay thing to do.
At the time, it didn't feel like we were doing anything wrong.
Yeah, when you're drunk, everything
when you're
seems like a
drunk.
great idea.
Alcohol has that effect on people.
Yeah.
Hey, totally fucking merging to the right. Do you guys want to bounce some fucking dates off of each other for next year for SCMM?
Yeah,
Sure.
make it one I can come to.
Because
Yeah.
like I was personally wanting to do, and I want us all to like be able to come up with a date where we all can make it. But I just want to do something like at least like a month or a month and a half earlier than what we
Are
normally
you
do.
gonna?
Because that's right before it gets hot.
Are you gonna go
Dude,
this year? Didn't you not go Suburban Delinquent?
Yeah, I didn't go last year.
Why?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, don't even worry about
Come
that.
on, squash the
next
beef.
year, this next year is
Yeah, this
fucking
next
pretty
year.
much me, Arson, and Sub D trying to go back at fucking keeping it as OG as possible and going back to that original vibe and shit like what we've been wanting to do. And now that we've done these events so many times now that I feel like we can kind of get that vibe back. It's 2020. Just saying the words 2020 just sounds like a new fucking breath of fresh fucking quiffs. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
2020.
like I feel like that's the perfect fucking year to just come in with a bang, and that's why I want to make this date not only cooler, but something, because I feel like if we even made it cooler, that would just make a lot of more people want to come in general. But just also like a date that is universally friendly for everybody that can come out, because we really want to make this one.
Next year, Tim and I are gonna need nursemaids and like shit. People wipe our ass.
Where's my
Walker-
IV?
Walkers on the-
You guys gonna come rolling in some Gatsby's and shit.
on a spider for sure.
Spider for sure.
All right. Hey, I gotta go in about 4 minutes. I got a call to make. I hate that I have to do that, but I do. My phone's been ringing nonstop, and
Some hot
I've been
topics.
kind of blowing it off.
Suburban delinquents, a hot commodity.
Yeah.
I had to run and wife made shake and bake. That's where I've been. If anyone tried to talk to
Shake
me.
and bake. That's what's up.
With some homemade mashed potatoes. I was like,
Did you help?
I'm busy doing something. She's like, and I made this. I was like, I'll be right there.
Isn't shake and bake just
Instant
pork chop
mashed
and breadcrumbs?
potatoes.
Dude, I thought shake and bake was just what fried chicken was until I think I was like a teenager. I was like, well, there's actually a thing, and you fry it.
It's literally shake and bake.
I was like, I thought it was just like more properly done shake and bake. I didn't know.
Gourmet food.
More proper.
Dude, I mean, I would. That's a good meal, dude. I could be on death row and be like, you know what, dude, some shake and bake would be all right. you know?
Instant mashed potatoes and shit.
No, those
Yeah,
are
I do
real
like
ones.
instant
She was in there
mashed
making
potatoes.
them. She made real mashed potatoes.
Are they good? Does she make good real mashed potatoes?
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh,
I do.
God,
My wife.
they're
Are
so
there
good.
man.
are there hunks of potato in the mashed potatoes?
Oh.
No, and I don't like it that way. No.
You don't like it
Don't?
home
Nah,
style? I believe
li-
that's
like it
referred
like,
to
I
as
like
home
it like
style.
really. She's in there like
Chunks.
beating them shit, getting them all the way down, smashing them up.
Creamy.
I mean,
Think-
you know
think-
what? Yeah, I will.
think-
You're right. A little hunks of actual the potato in there. It's not bad. It's all right. You know,
Saw that shit.
I
Butter
don't even need.
and
And they're real
salt and
creamy. I don't even
pepper.
feel like you need any butter in them. I mean, a little bit, but not. You know, they're just like they're
You're
good.
supposed to put the butter in there when you mash them.
A whole
I'm
stick.
sure. I'm sure she did that, but I'm saying you don't need to like throw any more on top. They're just like they're
Supposed to
solid.
put the cocaine in there before that.
Oh, well.
Hey, Garden Cunt, was
What's that?
was next year SEMM anything you're be able to realistically go to? You think?
I
'Cause we were-
hope so. Like the one
We were right now trying
like,
to, before Suburban to Lincoln goes, we're trying to bounce some dates off real quick we could all work with, because we want to make it earlier in the year
I
when
mean,
it's cooler.
like
Yeah, earlier in
whatever
the
you
year.
guys think is good. Like I could probably
I'm
make
looking
it
at-
work. The last year or two's been super busy for me, but I should be like I was moving last time and having a baby when we were doing all this shit. Well,
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a baby, yes. It was
No
just
problem, no
absolutely out of the
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah. Don't worry about this last one. That one's no big deal. This one's the one fucking, 'cause it's the
Dang.
OG
Fuck that
one.
last one.
Suburban
But-
taking
but
over
this-
again.
This one's fucking. I'm looking at the calendar right now, and I'm just looking at dates right now that might look good. I'm even looking at like June 5th, 6th, and 7th. What's that? That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, beginning June. It would still be cool out here, and it's before all the holidays, kind of deal.
Mm.
And,
Before you narrow down a date, I suggest
yeah.
you work with the. You got to work with
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the hotel
See,
and
I'm just
figure out
looking
what
at-
their schedule's like.
all this is gonna do right now is just funnel down the fucking numbers, just
Yeah.
giving us more shit to work with when we're talking with them. That way, when they give us options, we'll already have all talked about it here.
Yeah,
and
smart.
that's what I'm talking about. So I'm
Dude.
just trying to, and this ain't even nothing official. I'm just, this just helps us for right
Super
now. 'Cause
cow,
none of us
thanks.
talked about it yet.
For sure. No. Smart.
What a
smart.
comment.
November would be cool if we have
Supercow
fags.
just donated and said Sub D buy his pants at the baby gap.
Fuck you, Super Cow.
Totally makes him angry. 'cause-
Super Cow's got a cop car. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Well,
Those
I
are the
love that,
best.
man.
You could pretty
but
much
he's got
just
this cop
see-
car.
He's got a
And-
fucking. He's one of those dudes.
Oh, but it's so funny. He'll pick me up. I'll be shit faced, and we just go around and fuck with people. It's the funniest thing ever.
But
I
his
know one of
siren
these
makes
days we're
animal
going to
noises.
jail. We're totally
Yeah,
going
that's a
to jail
total
one of these times,
felony.
but-
Careful of that.
But it's funny, dude. It's funny.
Yeah, I had a friend that used to get like auction cop cars, and we used to do similar shit. And yeah,
Dude, fucking suburban delinquent. My first experience with that was when I was with you, and we're all fucked up, and we were leaving, and Super Cow goes, "You could ride with me," and this fucker, it's the middle of the night and fucking like an OC and shit, and where he's over here romping corners at like 80 miles an hour, and he
Yeah.
goes, "It's okay. Everyone thinks you're a cop. I never get pulled over," and I'm scared shitless, and I've never seen someone drive that like graciously fast
yeah.
without a worry in the world at the middle of the fucking night on the weekend.
Like you think the tires are gonna come off the rims? He's hitting these fucking corners so hard.
It's not even that. The fear of getting pulled over. Just it's a quiet ass night in an empty road and a fucking CVPI roaring through the fucking neighborhood and going through the fucking corner. I mean, it's just gnarly as fuck.
That's professional courtesy. Fuck it.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun,
all
though.
pretty funny. All right, hey, I gotta run. Derek, let's try to ride this weekend. I've got a wedding to go to, so I'm not sure what's happening, but
Just tell me.
I'll connect with you
down.
on Wednesday or Thursday or so and try to sort it out.
Do it, girl. I
All
love
right,
you.
guys. Thanks for
Later.
having me,
All right.
man.
Thanks for
look
coming
forward to
on,
doing
man.
this again.
Thanks for remembering, because I almost didn't.
You're good, man. I like this.
It's
Yeah, that
fun.
ride's long needed, man.
Hey, Sub D, I'll be buying your pocket pussy this weekend. All right, when that check comes in. All right,
Address it
Get
to
him
my
to
wife.
Yeah.
Get him the baby foot one.
gotta support my boy.
All right, guys. Later.
See ya.
Take care, man.
Later.
Yeah, that would be fun. If I hope SCMM comes together next year then, because it sounds like this past year one was not that great, or I didn't.
Well,
go.
it was a smaller crowd, but honestly, man, I mean,
Was
I
better?
had just as much fun from a utilitarian standpoint that as I have
Yeah.
always had. I mean, it sucked that some of the OGs weren't there. You weren't there. Josh wasn't there. But I mean, we still had a good core group of people, and we had a good time.
Yeah, I had a
So-
good time.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
killer. It was really fun time.
I'm sure it's always gonna be great. I'm really gonna come
What-
next year. This past 2 years have been a little fucked up. The first one was because of Murder the Mitten was the same. Just don't make it August 25th or 6th or whatever.
No, this and that's what we're trying to narrow down dates.
Yeah.
And this one is just more because obviously it was handed over to other people last year for the sake of like I guess time and time management and I guess just all of us not being able to set it up properly in time. But this one, that's why we're doing this way ahead of time. We're doing this like the fucking OG years, like when fucking Arson legally married some hoes, like when we all got together
that's
and got
great.
flamed.
Oh yeah,
Like
16.
when that fucking club somehow got cleared out from you guys fucking having some fart bombs, shit like that. We're trying to get another year like that. I want to fucking have a fire as you're like that.
I don't think it was till I got home that I found out that was actually someone had a stink bomb or something. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
someone shit on the
Liquid
floor.
ass.
I
Oh,
really
that
thought
one
someone
year,
had, like,
yeah, somebody
terrible
had the
poop.
stink bomb and like, remember that shit at the
That
Hard
shit's that
Rock?
bad.
That shit was fucked up.
Yeah.
Blech.
That's
that
not
liquid
funny.
ass.
Let's not do that. If you're planning to come to these things, you think I'm going to bring some of those. Just don't.
Yeah, just leave that at home. Leave the liquid ass at home.
Yeah.
And if it's your own liquid ass, then just don't come out because you got problems.
If it's your own liquid ass, like your
Go to
your
a
organic
doctor.
liquid ass,
Yeah, you better go get that checked out, man. If that's the case.
some fucking non-GMO liquid ass.
God,
Non-GMO.
God, I
Oh,
still
man.
remember though. When we were going to head out to Palm Springs, and we were staying at Arson's house, and we were supposed to meet all you guys like to go right out there, and like we're trying to get out of the house, and he comes walking out in his underwear, like, oh, we going soon? Me and Dick were like, what the fuck, man? We gotta leave him. Like, I'm sorry, Arson.
You're not ready yet. Always,
Yeah, 'cause that's when
always
I met
ready.
you, Neil, for the first time. I met you and
Yeah.
like a bunch of y'all, for the first time. Because we met up at that dinosaur thing.
Oh, that's
And,
right.
but we were like, dude, we have
Dude.
got to go. We got to go if we're gonna make it. We hauled crazy ass to get up there. to make sure we made it. I remember Derek, you were mad at us. You're like, I told you it was gonna be this way.
Dude, I would stay the night at his fucking house where I'm literally with him. We're sleeping in the same like area, and somehow we'd still fucking be late and fucking and getting somewhere fucking late, leaving people hanging and shit. But
he just showed
hey,
up.
You
But
do
hey,
the same
like 4 hours
thing.
later.
But and to
Palm
be fair,
Springs.
at the end of the day, everything always ends up working out. And
I mean, it was that was the thing. It was totally fine. Like it was like 4 hours later. Like he showed up in Palm Springs. Like, hey guys, what's going on?
I remember one year we were going to Chaparral and Sub D was sitting there waiting, and then Arson like goes to his thing and goes to his bike and realizes he forgets his backpack, and we still sit there and he goes back and he realizes he forgot his keys. And I remember Sub D just goes, "Fuck this shit," and he just leaves, and you just hear him roaring out because he's just so tired of waiting. I remember
By the way, the
He
keys were in my pocket.
By the way,
I lost my keys for half an hour. They were in my pocket.
oh, that's always the way it is too. In your fucking.
But it
pocket.
works out, man.
That's so good.
Oh. You know what though? If you were any other way, we wouldn't love you. So.
Yeah.
Then that one
Damn
year
right.
you jumped in the pool at Desert Lodge with every electronic device you owned on your body.
Oh yeah.
You destroyed your phone, you destroyed your vape, you destroyed some ankle monitoring device or whatever the hell
But
that
you did
thing
it for the
was.
crowd, man, because it was the love for them, right? You know, you're just like, I gotta do this.
No, I just did it because I was hot as balls. And I
Oh,
just
okay,
wanted to
okay.
be- Fuck the people.
But you missed
I don't
the
care.
proper point of that pool jump was that he actually cleaned his shoes for once. So there's a positive in the fucking
Got
Actually,
But then
the
didn't you
cleaning
lose
of the
them that
underwear
night?
was more important.
Remember? Did
Yeah,
you
that
lose?
was probably
The first year, yeah, someone jacked my shoes.
Oh, that's
like
right.
I'm pretty sure that those things are completely coated in mayonnaise right now.
Somebody,
100%.
Someone knew
somebody
everything.
starched them things right now, like they're on their shrine, and they're just like adding another coat.
Yeah.
I remember you were jonesing real bad for a vape, and you were like, "Do you know, Tim? You know a lot of stuff about electronics. Can you please make this work or something like that?" Oh, dude, it's so funny.
Why couldn't you, Tim? I mean, outside of the battery being fucked, it's just an electric coil. Come on, Tim.
Yeah, you got that
Yeah.
that witchcraft and the fucking, whatever
I
that
failed.
cult that you're
Basically an
in.
engineer.
I'd had a lot of beer and had no tools.
You're like MacGyver and an engineer combined somehow. Well, I like to imagine at least. Disappointing me.
Anybody else getting sick of fucking boomers coming up to them and telling you to quit vaping because you're gonna fucking die?
No, I don't vape.
How
That's
many
not
how
a
many
problem.
boomers are even still alive?
That's just I guess it's a new term for us, Tim. Anybody over?
Yeah.
Arson would be dead.
I don't know how many friends y'all got. That's how many are alive.
Boomers.
I tell people that.
boomers are all in
You know-
their 70s and 80s now.
Yeah, they don't.
Wait,
they
did you just say? Never mind. I'll just let that one. I'll just let that one hang. I'll just let it think.
Let that one ferment.
That one was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that for a minute.
So boomer is a generic term for anybody who's not millennial or younger, I guess.
Boomer?
Well, Neil's
Think about it, so-
Neil's too old to be a millennial. So I
Yeah,
guess
I'm
he's a
fucking
boomer.
old. I'm 36. Old
I
as
get
fuck.
called
Still a
boomer, I'm fucking
millennial.
80.
You're right at the
30
tail end.
I'm
of the
not a
millennial.
millennial. Don't
No,
insult
he's just
me.
outside of it.
No,
I
it's,
work.
outside
I work
of the
too hard.
millennial.
God damn it.
Exactly.
Like I'm barely in it, but I'm a millennial. Yeah,
Ha! Eat that.
I
Wait,
know.
how,
I know, right?
how old are you, Jake?
34.
I'm older
I'm like
than
just
you.
inside of it.
Fuck, I'm old.
Yeah,
God damn it. My birthday.
you look.
You're
like a Neo.
34, Jake?
You're cute. Yeah, I'm 34.
Thanks.
goddamn.
It's the
I
Golden
thought you were
Girl
like
shirt.
37.
I don't know.
That's adorable.
It's all good.
like it.
Motorcycles keep you young, but kids
Kind of,
make
but
you
they're also
old. So
fucking- they're-
Yeah.
And
they're
the
young
motorcycles,
ladies.
retinol.
Have you guys seen that new supercharged Z1000? What do you think of that?
Like
motherfucker?
the H2 like Z version.
yeah.
H2, the
Yeah.
ZH2.
What do you think
The
of that ugly
H2Z thing or the
motherfucker?
ZH2. I've
Yeah.
been like, I totally, dude, I want that thing so bad. But at the same time, I know a fairingless version of that bike,
price?
you can never actually get into the power on it. It doesn't make sense because, like, I remember being on Dan's and like the traction control and like anti-wheelie were kicking in over like 130 miles an hour. So I'm like, okay, you got to be like 140, 150 till you can really experience the power. And without a fairing, it's such a useless bike, but I still want it.
It seems crazy, yeah. It's got like
But
the
if you
ram air.
tune it right, yeah, you still want you want it for the supercharge. You want it
It's
tuned
for
for
got
mid
power,
range
like
for that. Yeah,
dude, I remember cruising on Dan's in 6th gear and
You
just
don't need to be-
rolling into the throttle. It was like slightly wet out and was spinning the tire up still, like 60 miles an hour.
Oh, Jesus.
that
was like,
running
all right.
running 195 miles an hour on the streets, that's for dead people, man. You don't want any part of that, man.
No, I
Seems
don't.
extreme.
I don't think I should ever have one of those, even if like it was handed to me. Just because.
Yeah.
I hate being one of those guys like I don't need
H2,
that
I mean,
bike. It's too powerful. It's it's like, dude, that bike was crazy to ride. It was like you just want to fucking pin it everywhere because it pulls so fucking hard.
Should
Dan's though, to
not
be fair,
exist.
Dan's had like I think it was tuned and stuff. It was doing like 240 to the wheel. So it's
God.
like his was
That's
pretty
insane.
mean when I rode it around. Like
It's
like,
dangerous.
I got to
riding
sit.
around
I got to
having that
sit
kind
on
of
Kenny's
power.
and rev it at SCMM. It was pretty cool.
Did it give you?
Let me
Did
ride
it give
it,
you a
man.
Woody?
Yeah, man.
So it really did. Made my motorcycle pants go crazy.
You're like, I need to stay sitting on this bike for a minute. No, I need to stay sitting on it. But turn it off.
I don't know how people ride those things like on a daily basis and not be a complete fucking idiot. Because like,
It's addicting, man.
I've had a bike with that kind of power before, and man, it was not good. There was times like well, I mean, it's been long enough now. I can admit it online. I'm not going to go to jail. Like I outran a fucking police helicopter on that motherfucker. Like it's dangerous. Like I had a turbo ZX10 with nitrous and shit on it. And like I was 21 years old. So you best believe I used every fucking bit of power that bike had as much as possible. Dude.
Terrible.
That thing was just terrifying. So, and then now you can just go buy that pretty much off the showroom floor with that fucking H2 setup. Like, man, I don't know how people ride that as a daily basis.
Right.
Man,
The H2's got a real
just
AU
this
skill.
old school 1200 Kawasaki right here with stage 3 is more than I have ever needed power or horsepower wise. It's just kind of one of those things where you know where your upper limits of the chances you're willing to take are. But I will say this though, it would be cool to have that bike just to be able to say I have a supercharged bike. You know what I mean?
Like if you're like a collector, you have the money to have one to just like, you know, I'm just gonna sit in the corner, I'm gonna ride it once in a while. I think that's what that bike's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
As a
new
day- as-
the Ducati Street Fighter V4, their new one too looks freaking sick as hell. That one actually looks really sexy.
The industry's coming out with some
Yeah.
cool stuff. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, it is.
We've been in a good time for bikes. They keep trying to act like the industry's like. I mean, there are some issues, but I was looking at this graph the other day. You know what it was? Is like during like the same time like the housing thing was going way up. Like I remember that time because I got a loan for an R1 back then. Like they were just giving out loans for sport bikes and motorcycles the same way they were for homes. So like I think the industry bloomed way up in like the early 2000s to like kind of late 2000s, and then it crashed with the market. And now all you ever hear from the industry is, oh, we're in bad shape. It's like, no, you guys just grew. You got a little bloated as companies, and now you got to fucking bring it down a little. They're actually I think, doing better now than they were before the late 90s. So
I watched motorcycling in general from the Rubs, the Harley guys who were buying the overpriced mid 90s Harleys. You know, I watched it balloon and grow and grow and grow and grow, and I couldn't believe how many people were riding motorcycles and how popular motorcycling was at the time. And it crashed. You know, it was a huge wake up call for everybody in the industry. You know, there were dealerships who had leveraged on everything staying the same and it continuing to grow, but it was a bubble. Like you said,
yeah,
you know?
well, exactly. I think that's the problem is people were just like, this is never going to change. And then the shit thing too is if you really look right towards the end there and like that, like mid to right before like it crashed in like 08, like the bikes, there was some cool shit for sure, but there was a lot of like you guys aren't even trying. You're just like,
weren't, man.
You
couldn't get an interesting motorcycle
at the time.
You either got a cruiser back then or you got a fully faired race replica. Those were the only two choices you had back then.
Now there's so many options. It's so cool.
Right.
It's like, man, if you guys were doing this back then, how I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I miss the
Oh.
FXR and the Dyna, but I've turned the corner on a lot of Harley's new stuff, and I think some of it is really cool. I think some of the stuff Triumph is doing is super cool. I even like that. I mean, I wouldn't buy one, but I even think that Interceptor 650 that Royal Enfield has is kind of a cool bike.
Holy shit!
So
there's a brand you don't hear about.
You know, there are brands and bikes coming out of the woodwork in all different shapes and sizes and configurations and power, and it during a time when motorcycling is a huge, like a 10-year slump right now. So
because
somebody opened up a Royal Enfield dealership here just recently, and I was like, man, you better be prepared to go out of business.
I think you have to be a multi-dealership, though. I think everyone I know that sells Royal Enfield sells that plus something else.
This is like
Cowies or somebody
Royal
big.
Enfield. It's the Royal Enfield.
There's a random
good solo dealership.
Yeah, that is not a good solo. How many bikes a year do they sell?
Ford, Lincoln, Mercury.
The Triumph dealership here does those.
Yeah.
It's
like.
Have you guys seen that Kawasaki 250R, the inline 4 250?
That thing's gonna be cool, man.
That puts out just like mad
though?
power for the size of it.
Have they said if that's coming to the US?
I don't know if it's. I saw the release on it and everybody's like freaking out. Like
definitely gonna be a fucking track weapon. That little bike, like that thing's meant for like the lower like GP classes and shit for sure. That thing's gonna dominate on the racetrack in Europe for sure.
Sound like a
Dude,
F1 car.
It's gonna real high rev.
Yeah.
Exactly. The power band's gonna start at like 11,000 RPM on it.
I think it goes to 20,000. So it's
like 20,000 RPM.
It's probably going to be like 16,000 and above.
Yeah, I
yeah,
bet you're
it's
right.
gonna be a fucking screamer.
I'll tell you what I'm waiting for, man. I'm really excited about it too. I want to see that Honda Rebel with the Africa Twin 1000 in it.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna do that. I thought I keep seeing posts on the internet they're gonna do that.
Well, the new one's got that 1100, so wouldn't they use that motor?
I would think they'd.
You see that the Africa Twin got an update. It's the new Africa Twin coming out. It's a 1100.
That would be super awesome if they did that. Would make the Rebel
Yes,
even more badass.
You need to put a fatter tire.
No,
on
I
that
would be.
thing,
Actually, man, I haven't owned a cruiser, and the closest thing I've had to a cruiser in like the last almost 20 years is the Bonneville, and it's not a cruiser; it's just a standard. But I would be interested in that Rebel if it's got an 1100cc Africa Twin in it. I can't see how that would not be a badass bike.
That's still the most poorly named motorcycle on the face of the planet.
I know it totally is.
It's
both
such a
of them.
Bike, and like right now, I'm in like the crossroads of what bike I'm gonna buy for next year and shit. And I'm like heavily kind of leaning on like a dual sport adventure kind of bike. Specs wise, that bike is so fucking rad, but I will not buy it strictly because of the name.
I know.
Which bike?
The Africa Twin.
Oh, the Africa Twin.
It's a terrible name.
Well, Lee, just call it by its other name. Call it the CRF 1000L and be done with it. You know? Completely debadge all the Africa Twin.
Honda's had some of the coolest fucking bike names over the years, like Fireblade. That's the coolest bike name of all time, and then they name it an Africa fucking Twin. Like, come on. Who in marketing?
An old school name. I don't know. So they're just.
It's terrible because if someone asks you what kind of bike you ride, you're gonna answer them with that. Really?
No, I'm gonna say a CRF 1000L.
Those African Twins, baby.
What's this about? What's this shit about?
Dude, I need some custom graphics with. Never mind.
What's this bullshit about Triumph releasing a triple? Is that true?
They already have.
They've had triples forever.
All of their bikes,
like 3
triples since the 90s.
You mean like on a cruiser or something?
I don't know. Somebody just asked me that.
Oh. Blame someone else.
Speed triple?
Yeah, the speed triple.
The street triple, the Thunderbird triple, the it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be a new model coming out that's a inline 3.
Well, the new
I don't guess.
Yeah, that's the 765 triple. Is that what it is? Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm just like, gonna tell him to shut up. I'm just gonna tell him to shut up. Shut up.
Billy's right on the cutting edge of motorcycle technology.
Billy's talking to a skull he built in the corner.
Oh god, I've been fucking hearing about it all week long since I sold the
It's a goddamn coconut.
Oh yeah, I bet. I bet you have.
You're a
Ah,
what?
nonstop, like fucking the DMs I've gotten in the past
About
like
what?
week and a bit. It's just been redonkulous.
About what?
Yeah.
Selling my Dyna. All the fucking Harley
Oh.
fanboys coming out of the
Because
woodwork.
you want one of
dude.
the new
Jesus
Softail
Christ.
one, right? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like the amount of people who are just like they care about more. They care more about what kind of motorcycle sits in my garage than I do. It's kind of amazing.
It is.
And they're like seriously butthurt that I sold that bike. I'm just like, well, what the fuck you want me to do? Like,
Well, it's weird because I think sometimes you get like a following because of what you had, like, and then
yeah,
I think a lot of like most people are like they might come for that and they just stay. But I mean, yeah,
I just thank the Lord that you didn't name
every
your
bike I've gotten
channel.
rid of this has that same response. I've had people like unsub and leave. They're like, all right, well, I'm done with this channel. I'm like,
I've
okay.
gotten straight up some like fucking like nasty ass messages and shit because of it's like, holy fuck. It's like I fucked their sister or something.
At least you didn't name your channel Harley Wheelie Dyna Man. Like fucking.
That's what
everybody does.
happens. That's
Well,
what
it's like
happens when you allow people to live vicariously through your
Yeah.
YouTube videos, man.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought it would be like kind of a smooth thing because I haven't ridden that bike on my channel in like almost 2 years. So like, I figured it was just like people would just let it
You know
go.
what
but
you should have done? You should have just
No.
sold it and told people it got stolen.
Start a
And a
GoFundMe.
fake fight.
no,
Yeah, exactly.
Start a
That's what would
GoFundMe.
have
Get my
happened.
Dyna back.
Smart.
They would have started a street team. Somebody would have put together this grassroots effort to get Lee
Oh, dude.
another
Oh,
Dyna.
someone would have seen a bike riding around and would have like taken it off the road. That's a terrible idea.
Oh yeah, dude that bought it. He hasn't changed a thing on it. He doesn't plan on changing shit. He wants like to keep it as is. He's gonna stunt ride it and stuff. Like he's all for it. So
There
that
you
thing's
go.
gonna be seen.
You didn't have to
I
cut this
still
teeth,
say,
man.
I still say though, like someone for the soft tails needs to come up with a kit that puts faux shocks on the back and just makes it look like a old school.
Slap
I
a couple
guarantee you,
cardboard
people would buy
cutouts
that
on the
shit too
side.
if you could get it right. Like, like
Yeah, I'm done
plastic
with
springs
Harleys
and
for a
shit.
while, man. I've lost my fucking love
Oh.
for them for a while.
All right, he was talking about the new Rocket 3. Is all. That's all he was.
The
talking
Rocket 3,
Oh.
yeah. Right, that bike looks totally and completely badass. I think if I wanted a bike that huge and bulbous,
Have you rode
you know,
one?
I have never ridden that one, obviously, but yeah, I've
They're insane.
ridden one
They're so
before. I've
heavy.
ridden.
I'll
Yeah,
give
they're
you something
huge.
huge and bulbous to ride.
They're
Yeah, I've never
massive
ridden it.
motorcycles.
Like sometimes you ride those
Oh.
real big CC's bikes and you get impressed like how like well they balance things and this and that. Not the Rocket. You're just like, yep, it feels every bit as heavy as you imagine it would be. It is like it's not fun to ride. It's fun to crank the power from like 1500 RPMs. It's like
Yeah.
Looks
goes.
Yeah.
You
Looks
have to be. Dude, I'm 5'9" and I weigh 160 pounds. I don't need to be on a Rocket 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
No.
Compensate
Too
for
big.
something.
It's big of a motorcycle. Like, you know, Josh can get on his Rocket 3 and it looks like a fucking mini bike because
Yeah.
he's, you know, Josh blocks out the sun when he walks up on you. But yeah, those
But
are
still, man,
massive motorcycles.
Back a couple years ago, he was fucking north of 300 pounds, I would believe. Not much taller than me, and he would fucking crank that goddamn Rocket 3, and it would just take his fucking ass and rocket ship it through. You couldn't even fucking make out things in the camera on the side of the road at times.
Badass bikes, man. There's no doubt about
Kinda
it.
like-
I love
Oh, sorry. Looked like he was wanting to say his big old fat ass, but he like refrained and I was looking at that for some reason. Sorry.
Goddamn glasses making me fucking politically correct and shit.
Oh man.
Dude, you look like a video game character. And I can't put my dick in it. I don't know
What?
if it's Joel from Last of Us or if it's Max Payne. I don't know what it is.
Like a scientist in any video game.
Yeah. Like in fucking GoldenEye on 64.
You always
Yeah,
compare
you
me
like
to
the you look like the
game.
scientist in Wolfenstein 3D. That's what it is.
You told me I look like Max Payne.
It's the last game that Tim ever played.
Yes.
Wolfenstein 3D.
You know what I just did just 2 weeks ago? I replayed Halo 1 campaign.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's old.
Did you like it?
old
Aren't
school,
those getting
man.
remastered here soon?
Huh?
Damn, Halo is
Halo's getting
an old
remastered.
game,
That-
old
that
school.
is
Wasn't
dude.
that
old
Xbox
AF.
One? Wasn't
Oh,
Halo
yeah.
Xbox One, or was that two?
Was I played it on my
early
on my
2000s.
360 though, but yeah.
Man, you're like Snoop Dogg just playing on like the fucking like old ass consoles because your G is
Mhm.
fucked.
I got
I have an
Gamecast.
Atari 2600 too.
Y'all ever see how serious fucking Snoop Dogg gets about Madden? And he actually live, dude. Oh my god! One day his shit was live because I follow his Westfest shit, which is like pretty much his main shit. And this dude, it said playing Madden or some shit, and he like I love his GGN videos. If you guys don't know what those are, you gotta watch them. They're fucking phenomenal. But he was playing Madden. I just click on this shit for a few minutes, and I swear to God, they're playing Madden like on like the game, obviously, but the way they're talking to each other. I swear to God, Snoop Dogg is like. I don't know if it's immersion or what, but he is like the player in the game, and it's like he's got a fucking helmet and shoulder pads, really tackling those. And
Doesn't he coach his kids? He coaches like football, right?
Yeah.
Like
he
high
coach?
school football. Yeah, like
shit,
his
maybe he
kids like
knows the
football
shit really
league.
good. But dude, he
Yeah,
gets
he coaches
so
kids
so
football.
hard on the, and it's actually kind of entertaining. And they're just playing Madden. I don't give a fuck about Madden or sports at all. But dude, that shit was actually really entertaining because he puts the soul and fucking like hate into it, and I fucking love him talking shit on everything, and that was pretty fucking funny as hell. And like you said, it's like he sticks with like the fucking main consoles and shit, and sticks with like I don't know, to like the old Maddens and shit. From what I saw, and dude, that shit's fucking comedy. Seeing Snoop get all fucking into it, Madden and shit, like he's playing in real life. It's really cool.
Damn.
No one's played none of you's got the fucking COD yet. I'm trying to play with you, Neil.
I
Trying to
know.
fucking squad up.
Do
OG
they have
squads
it?
again.
They have it on Steam? No, probably not. huh?
Nope.
Nah, BattleNet.
Battle.net. That's right.
Dude,
Blizzard.
BattleNet is making like all the games that are on there are literally like the most fucking like they're the most fluid fucking first person shooters you could possibly play.
Really?
Like they're so fucking good because BattleNet is teamed up with Activision, so now like all of like the Call of Duties are coming out on BattleNet and they're all using like the Overwatch. I know you don't give a fuck about Overwatch, but like Overwatch, the fucking aiming and shit is just so fucking crispy, like a fucking clean cut butthole, dude. It's just
How
A buddy of
much?
mine-
What
a-
is it on
a
there?
buddy
Like
of mine,
$60?
yeah, it's $60 right now.
Motherfucker.
A friend of mine just bought that Steam VR hood. It's called the something or something. Can't think of what
HTC
it's called.
Vibe or the Oculus.
The not the Oculus. It's I think it's either the Vibe. I think it's the Vibe. Anyway, he bought it from Steam. I had never
Oh, it's there. The Valve headset.
the Valve. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's a
is
really
pretty
good
cool.
one,
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good, especially when you're watching Brandy Love get naked.
Oh.
Arson,
Yeah.
have you been ever wanting to get into that VR shit? I've been really wanting to get into it lately. Now that it's getting good, it looks really like there's like a lot of unique fun that you could have with that shit.
Before VR came out, I was so fucking stoked on it. Like I was like, dude, I want to fucking get one of these when they first come out. And to this day, I have still not even put a VR headset around my fucking dick beaters.
Your life.
Exactly.
Valve
Ever.
Index. Thanks, Rusty. That's it. The Valve Index.
Wow.
No, it's pretty much a game changing. Like it changes everything. Your whole perspective on how you would approach video games. It fundamentally changes everything. So I would
It's
be
120
impressed
hertz
with it.
120 hertz little monitors in your eyes, and ours you definitely got a fucking PC capable of running it. So like you can totally take advantage of that shit. And like
Yeah.
if you ever chose to invest in that, I'll fucking do it. Because dude, now you can get a whole setup and it's the HTC one, and it's without all the cords and shit finally. And they're like, I think it's $400, which is pricey.
What?
But
That's pretty good
a
price.
lot of the VR, yeah, a lot of the games though. Like there's that one that looks like a Counter-Strike, and it looks so fun where people just like shoot each other in the face with it and shit. And dude, those games are like fucking $10 on Steam sales all the time and shit. And we'd literally have a world of fucking fun if we both got one of those. I think
We should all get those things.
Dude,
Yeah.
for real.
I want one.
We could do this and all in
I'll-
VR.
Yeah, I'll fucking do it right now.
I've been wanting to wait for like the second generation headsets to come out because the first ones they were like all like Derek said all wired and shit, and then like they're like the screens are kind of okay. So I was like, I'll wait for like the next gen ones to come out because they'll probably alleviate a lot of those problems.
I'm totally down.
Another
I'll
thing
fucking-
that's cool is watching those, like putting those on, and you can go to a live cam of like a pub in Ireland, and you're sitting in chair and it's all happening in real time. You can look completely around you and see everything that's going on in this pub and hear what people are talking about. And it's crazy, man.
That would be sick. Like we could even do that. That would be fucking super dope.
That would be
I'm
And then-
fucking down. Like, let's do it right now.
Yeah, and then we get done with the fucking the live stream or whatever, and then we can all go into VR porn and fucking beat our dicks and
The VR
we'll live
circle
a
jerk.
full-rounded life. Yeah,
That chick
it'd be
was
great.
standing right
Play a
in front of
fucking-
me, man. It was
Play a
crazy.
VR
So we're doing
game
this
with fucking
now?
salty cracker.
like Arson, you ever remember how fucking like dull games have been feeling lately and shit? And like how I don't know if you've been feeling this way, but man, I've been needing a fucking refreshing ass experience with some fucking games. And I feel like that's gonna be that little kick in the quaff hole to fucking have some freshness going on. I don't know. And especially for
I'm
like
fucking
Twitch
into
streams,
it.
it's a different experience. And what's cool, I've seen like you can fucking like put like your Twitch chat in there where you're just looking up at it like within the VR headset, and you can like
Yeah, it's
put
like on
it
your
anywhere.
wrist or whatever.
That's so fucking cool, dude. Like I would be all over that. I'd go through the whole headache of setting all that up just to play that. So man, if you ever game to fucking get those and we get all fucking do some dope shit like the VR chat or whatever, that'd be some fun.
Which one are you talking about to get?
I don't know, but I was talking about it with my chat yesterday, and somebody has one, and it's a $400 one from I believe HTC, and it has the cable.
The Vive.
And
Yeah, the Vive.
I think they got the
yeah.
best one. I think they literally have the best one out because they have sensors
Yeah.
that you put all around your room and it fucking like calibrates exactly where you're
That's
at.
what I
and it
heard,
also
too.
helps. Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
fucking
hand
game, man. I just started fucking like not like you guys, but like gaming again, and fucking I'm pretty into it now. I want to fucking do some cool shit. I just bought that
Dude,
fucking
Modern
Red Dead Redemption, even though I'm a year behind everybody else. Man, that game,
Yeah.
Oh no,
That was
that's a good experience.
that was a piece of shit. That game, Jesus Christ. So I'm totally into trying something different because like I've played Elder Scrolls for like the last 3 years. That's the only game I've played for 3 years now. So I want to play something else.
yeah, Modern Warfare.
I bought my kid a fucking old PSP, right? And I fucking instantly got pissed at Red Dead because it came with that Toy Story 2 fucking game or whatever. And there was one little section in the game that they gave it to me. He's like, help me get through this. I looked at it, and it was just Woody with the exact fucking gameplay and codec of Red Dead Redemption. It was fucking no different. It was perfect on a little fucking handheld thing. It's like, this is bullshit.
Oh god, that game I tried it. I spent like a good 6 hours on it, and I was like, never again. This game's fucking garbage.
Is it the fluidity or the animations you can't get used to because they're so like every input you do, you have to like act out of animation, which I know makes it feel sluggish to some people.
Just like nothing happens. That's the biggest thing for me. Is like because I like the story games. I don't really like playing online with other people very often. So I like the stories. The story in that game is so fucking like insanely slow. Nothing happened for like the first 3 hours. All I did was walk around, listen to dickheads talk. And I was just like, I can't do it.
Were you going to the yellow blips on the map?
Yeah, like it took like 2-3 hours before I even got to the part where you get the yellow blips. You know what I mean? Like where you, if you play, you always played the story. So before you get to that the little town where like story mode actually kind of opens
Like
up,
where
like,
it's not snowy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 hours of bullshit going on before that. We're just walking and listening to people, and it's like, holy fuck! Like, just do something already.
If I could give you a
Thanks, Apex.
recommendation, you played the most boring part of the game, which is the beginning, and I actually dreaded to start over because I had to play through that again. Dude, once you're in the sun, just start hitting the yellow blips and play a few missions and see how it works now. Because, like you said, if you said you only played 3 hours, that means you only played probably like an hour of the actual fucking game, really. But you really have to give it a little bit, and you'll get kind of drawn in once you start recognizing shit. But it's coming out on PC on November 5th, and I'd honestly, if you haven't played it yet, try it on that. You get the frame rates and the visuals and all that.
What are you playing on?
I'm an Xbox person.
Xbox.
God,
You need to get on that PC life so we can all game it up and freaking cause some terrors.
Modern Warfare. We
never.
can cross-platform. That's the dopest game. We got Ninja Nero. I got Drew fucking playing on Xbox with me. Dude, we got everybody now because it's cross-platform. That's the one game, Lee, if you don't have Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare is cross-platform?
Yes.
Yeah.
And not only is it
Get the fuck
cross-platform,
outta here.
when you play it, when you get in a match, it even shows a controller and a PlayStation logo or a controller and an Xbox logo
you
to let you know who's in your fucking.
Do you just
play.
like shit all over people with controllers?
Nah.
No,
Nah.
it's auto.
The
Auto
auto
aim.
is insane
Is
on
it?
fucking console. Yeah, it's
Oh.
like if you like sometimes like because you know you're used to playing on PC, you see these fucking console players and all of a sudden they're like looking like in the sky and shit, and all of a sudden they just snap to you and just start fucking blasting. You're like, oh fuck, that's not fucking auto
Dude,
aim, bro.
console people get that aimbot because it's the only way it would ever even be remotely fair.
Yeah, it's insane.
Dude, fucking Drew, he was all like, "Dude, sorry, man, I'm gonna suck dick." And we played 2v2. Bitch was carrying me every game we played and was like #1 with an Xbox controller. And then when you'd see the kill cam, you could literally aim at a door like fucking 200 yards to the right, and the controller goes whoop right in their fucking dickhead and fucking audio aims them. Where for us on PC, we have to be fucking Snappy McSnapperton and actually like make sure we get that fucking. We have to literally beat an aim assist.
Yeah,
basically.
dude. Every kid on Xbox is literally phase ready right now. Like they're
Yep.
fucking they're 360 and shit. It's
What?
ridiculous.
What game is this?
Modern Warfare.
Modern
the brand
Warfare.
new one. Call of Duty.
Okay.
And
Call of Duty.
if you ever were into old Call of Duties, the old school Modern Warfare, I guess you could say, dude, this is the only one where like the campaign's my favorite one I've ever played out of any of the Call of Duties.
I've never liked shooter games whatsoever, but they're fucking
Okay.
for cross platform to play with like everybody else. Like I think
And
I'll
it's
buy it.
casual, and you don't have to know anything. You don't have to follow a story. You just play the game. You go, oh, what's up, guys? Join our party. We'll if we're the party leaders, we're going to be doing all the rounds. You're literally just sitting there and just playing with us, and it's short,
sweet.
casual rounds. Really, nothing you sink into for a long period of time. It's just kind of like play as much as you want, and you know, whenever you're done, you're done. That's the joy of Call of Duty games to me, because you don't have to really sink into it. You know what I mean? You just fucking play it when you want, and just get the fuck off when you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
really care about winning or anything like that.
I'll pick that up. Yeah, I'll definitely pick that up then if we can cross platform. That'll be fun.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Worth it.
All right, you guys are talking to me into possibly buying my first Modern Warfare game ever. Except maybe like the original World at War or whatever.
Arson, do you agree with me too? Like
Call of Duty 3, I think was the last one I played.
in the weapons feel so there's weight behind every shot. The recoil's realistic
Yeah,
now. It don't feel
super
too
realistic.
arcadey anymore. It actually feels like a real fun, legit to the fucking T. The audio is just phenomenal in the game. It's ridiculous.
It's a little bit overbearing until you like get it down to like because like when I first started playing it, I had everything like maxed out, and I feel like my fucking butthole was gonna get blown out from the fucking bass and shit.
Did you have to lower your master volume to like 25%?
Yeah, I lowered it down to like 50% and then like lowered like I turned off the music, and then I had to like even lower the fucking like the effects and shit because it was way too much.
I don't know why that game's that fucking loud. Oh, I fixed that voice chat too, by the way, so that's a good sign.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
All right, sorry guys, I don't mean to. I know not everybody here gives a fuck about Call of Duty, so we could change the subject. I just wanted to like, since we're all here and it's something that we, we could all play. I just wanted to like throw that one out there as a game for not only you, Lee, but all of us. We could all play it if any of you guys play.
Getting the squirt. How many people can be on like a squad or you're all on the same team, right? So it's just
dude,
like
there's 32v32 now. It's like Battlefield but Call of Duty. So like it doesn't matter. Like you could have 20 people in a squad. So yeah, it's super dope. Super dope. Like it's like you can either go like a 2v2 or a fucking 32v32. It's a pretty dope. Pretty dope.
All right, I'm getting it.
Yeah, boy.
I'm ordering a new Xbox too while I'm at it.
Damn, you gonna get the scuff controllers? You
Well,
want the fucking...
I want the One X so I get the full 4K experience. I've got like the original day one Xbox One. That thing's not
Oh
cut
my
anymore.
god, dude, that's the most underpowered. That thing's like as powerful as a Switch. That
I know, it's ridiculous.
Dude, every game that's come out, like a AAA title, that console has to under-res textures before it to run properly. So you'll actually get a good quality. And then what's ironic, that's the least powerful, but the Xbox One X is the most powerful, even over the PS4 Pro, just a tad. And most of your games data 4K on them. Yep.
I just got like I've been holding out until I got a 4K TV, and now I got one. Like it's time.
Shit, that'd probably be worth having even without the 4K TV, just for the extra horsepower. Because on PS4 Pro, you can even do that where you could turn off the 4K and give yourself like 60 frames in a lot of the games.
Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Shit. What does it run at on computer? You probably getting like 200 frames or something. Is it still use the Unreal Engine?
No.
I lock it at 120.
Yeah, I've been getting like 140 to 160, but I've been running it at low because I'm a frame whore. All I give a fuck about is frames.
Arson, do you
Looking
use
for them
your
butter
CPU?
tips.
Do you use your CPU or GPU to encode?
I didn't even know that you could do that in COD, but
No.
if
Like this is for OBS.
I think I use a GPU encoder.
Yeah, because once I started using GPU, fucking OBS has been amazing.
I sounded super Canadian when I just said that. I just realized.
Oh,
Encoder.
oh, what for it? What it makes the OBS better, or you mean like the?
Yeah, because I think okay, for instance, because we have a 1080, even though it's fucking 3 years old now. Still, a lot of games don't use all the horsepower. So for what it uses in the CPU, I feel like you're bottlenecking more with the CPU than you encoding with your GPU. And with the GPU, all it takes really is turning down shadows for me a lot of games, and I can keep everything ultra. Even the new Modern Warfare, as good as that looks, I have everything maxed on that, essentially almost everything, and I can still run it, but I'm using the GPU to encode it to the CPU.
No, nice.
So I'm using that little extra horsepower.
Gamers question: has anyone played Fallout 76 since any of the fucking updates and shit have come out?
You know what's
I just
funny?
I just laid down the $100, but I haven't gone online yet.
Yeah, because like
I'm kidding. I did not do that.
I was about to actually fucking shit on your face right now if you did that. That would be so
No,
sad.
dude.
No,
That's the
yeah.
dumbest shit they ever came up. They're just scrambling to survive right now. Is all they're doing.
It's so disappointing for me.
I've heard like they're adding more shit to it because I mean like Elder Scrolls when it came out was a big piece of shit too, but then over like a year or two it got really good because they just kept adding more and more to it. And I was kind of hoping they were going to do the same thing with 76 because I'm trying to pick out an Xbox One X right now. And there's the Fallout.
They have
bundle,
continued to
there's
screw
the
the pooch
bundle,
on that
there's
game, man.
Battlefield bundle. There's all kinds of fucking ones. I'm trying to pick out which one I want.
Yeah, Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah.
How much is a 1X?
In Canada, like the bundle packages are obviously cheaper if you get it with the fucking game and stuff. They're like $500.
Well, I was gonna say.
I think they're
get a
400
computer.
So you'll never see it in this. I got one PC in here that's got to run one piece of equipment because it's required, and that's the only time you'll ever see a PC in this place. I hate them that much.
I'm convinced Bethesda's heyday was in Fallout 4 because after I got really excited for New Vegas, and
Fallout
then
4 was really fucking good.
New Vegas was a disappointment to me anyway, and then everybody started talking shit about 76, and I'm just not trying anymore.
I like New Vegas. New Vegas was cool.
Man, there's no middle ground on New Vegas. You either loved it or you hated it. Nobody just thought it was okay. Yeah,
I really liked it.
I was looking for what Fallout 4 gave me with an added something oomph, and I just ended up playing Fallout 4 with other skins on everything, and I was.
Well, New Vegas is way older than Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Wait.
You're talking about probably like Fallout 3.
Fallout 4 is the newest one besides 76.
It was 3 and then New Vegas.
And I'm talking about Fallout 3, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, Fallout 3 was fire.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. Fallout.
That's the best video game I've ever played is Fallout 3.
It's so good. Like those are the type of games I like to play, like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, like that long story fucking shit. That's the stuff I like.
Dude, Outer Worlds, take my word and just buy it. It's out. They do okay. Outer Worlds developers are the guys who made New Vegas, and this is a new game that's exactly like Fallout, but it does it better than Fallout.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick an Xbox bundle right now, and I've got like 4 choices between like the 76 bundle, the Gears 5 bundle, Tom Clancy.
I know what you can do. I know what you could do, and then you can make your money back if you ever want to sell it. Buy the or pre-order the Death Stranding PS4 Pro right now, and then take that. And then about 2 years from now, when it becomes an extreme collector's item, because I already know it will, you'll fucking be able to get your money back if you ever want to sell it at full price.
What's the Death Standing PS4?
Death Stranding, it's Hideo Kojima's game.
Oh,
and there's already. I follow Death Stranding subreddit, and there's a bunch of people on there that already have the game. They're like, I guess, the reviewers and shit. And this is one of the first games where Hideo Kojima, even after the game releases, doesn't want he doesn't let any of the people that he gave copies to talk about the game, even after it comes out. So he wants this experience. And then I saw a thing just today that made me excited, where one of the guys saying that he's been hands-on with it, and that it's been the best video game experience he's ever had in his life of video gaming. He says in his words,
It's gonna be the next Metal Gear.
That's strong to say right there. And for something
you
that's
see,
entirely uniquely new experience.
Did you see Conan go visit Kojima?
Yep, that was dope.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. I like that.
They put him in the game.
No, yeah, well, yeah, they put him in the game and they blurred every fucking thing out except for what was the big joke? A coat rack.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, he's in the studio getting an interview with Kojima, and you can see all the developers in the back, and they painstakingly blurred out every PC in the background screen.
Oh man, I gotta see that. I haven't even seen anything about this game. Well, there's probably really nothing on the game, right? Other than it's, you know,
there's an hour of gameplay that literally shows nothing but like the core mechanics and like a basic gist of the game, but like you still don't know like what the fuck is going on in the game.
Have you guys seen that Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever?
Yeah, that is my most highly anticipated game of all time.
That shit looks fire. That's
oh my god,
that's gonna be stupid.
I want to get a fucking one of those VR headsets just so I can live in that game and just smash some fucking cyberpuss the whole day.
Catch me in the red light district.
And if the Witcher developers made that, knowing how insanely crazy Witcher was for the dude, if you go back and play Witcher 3 today, it's so insanely detailed and good of a game that it could come out today. It would be equally as fucking satisfying and good as it was even then. And even back then, it was way ahead of its time. So if those are the fucking developers behind this and such an amazing fucking timepiece as a cyberpunk thing and theme, dude, there can't be any fucking better.
That game has been hyped for years.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because
those developers have such an insane. They have that's the only developer I can compare to Rockstar in terms of attention to detail and quality of game development. Like the only one I've ever personally experienced of a game I played, and that's why I feel like we're gonna get like a Rockstar quality video game out of the Cyberpunk, like if not more. Have you played Witcher, Arson?
No, I never have.
Dude, that's a game for you right there to like dive into for a long period of time. Yeah, it's very entertaining, man. I'd get into that, especially since you can get the gold edition for like $15 every month. It feels like on Steam sales.
I know some of the vlogger dicks that are on YouTube, right? Some of the popular vlogger dicks, they get on that Witcher, and I can tell they're genuinely wrapped up in it. It's not just because they're fucking doing advertisements or shit. You can see them on the background, just addicted to that game.
It's extremely immersive, and the world is just like the fact that it came out when it did, and comparing it to games that even came out this fucking year, it just blows shit out of the water still today. It's pretty fucking good. And if no one's played that and they like those games, like Lee, that sounds like a game you would love if you never played that.
Yeah, Cyberpunk. I think Lee would be balls deep into fucking Witcher. Cyberpunk.
He's talking about Elder Scrolls Online and shit, dude. Witcher, dude, you'd fucking talk about quality gameplay, but having like that immersion and mass open world.
You know what game trumps them all, right? You know what game's better than all of them?
Tetris.
Yeah.
Tiplash.
We couldn't even do that now anymore with the amount of lag that the new stream system has.
I think it would be impossible.
Oh yeah.
We'd be on like
technology regressed.
Yeah, literally. YouTube's like, let's fuck this all up like we do with everything.
Yeah, the delay is actually pretty bad because like I was watching the fucking stream before, like just trying to find a good place to jump in. You guys were talking about fucking like pocket pussies and fucking shit, and I was like, all right, that's the perfect time for me to jump in. And then I joined the fucking group chat, and it was literally you guys were talking about Trump, and I was like, no.
I think no one talked about that. Lee just said the word referring to like something of, I think, what was it, a subreddit, or I forgot it that put down.
Oh, from that fucking documentary.
Yeah, he just mentioned that once. We weren't talking about anything like that.
Yeah, I don't remember a documentary. Nothing.
No one wants to talk about that.
We didn't do no cancerous fucking political bullshit. Trust me.
God no.
Yeah,
you want to start talking about it though? That'd be fun.
No, hell no. Please no.
Our election just finished the other day. That's all I've been fucking hearing about for months.
Who's the king?
Oh god.
Is Trudeau out?
Yeah, you see,
No,
he got us into
he's still
politics now.
fucking in, man. It's unbelievable.
We're talking
He
all
what?
talking about fucking
Yeah.
politics. Great.
Because like,
Re-elected him?
yeah, I don't know how.
when he
Fucking
gave it,
hell, dude.
Tim,
It
you didn't
was the
see it
same.
when he came
It
out
was the
giving
same kind of deal, I guess, as like down there. Like he lost the popular vote, but won the whole like our version of electoral college kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So like he lost the popular vote by like 1 million. Like he fucking got crushed. But
It's a lot of
they
people.
hold.
in
Tim,
Canada.
he gave his acceptance, his speech, or whatever, in blackface.
Yeah, when it
was
comes to
amazing.
Canada, that's a lot of people because there's only
Yeah.
like 36.
You guys
million
have
people
your
in
whole
Canada.
country. Yeah, the whole country of Canada has less people than Texas.
Yeah, we have less people in California. Like it's crazy. We have 36 million people here, so when there's like 1 million people in a vote, that's a lot.
Right.
And but yeah, he got reelected again. Like I don't fucking know how, but whatever. I voted for the first time to try to get that fucker out of there, and it didn't work.
Wow.
I've literally never voted before, and that was like the only reason that I went and did it, just to hopefully.
I know
Dang.
he makes great costumes.
Oh god,
Canada's,
it's
Anyway.
unbelievable. Like I don't know. I won't get into this political rant, but I mean, like, yeah, he's got the vote of like the fucking
Well,
little
it's okay, it's
like
not
hipster college kids and shit like that. Like he's got them on lockdown, and they're kind of making up the majority who's voting these days. Because like only like 40% of the country voted on this election. It's crazy how small it was.
man.
It's okay as long as we're not talking
Yeah.
about politics. Trudeau's fucking
Yeah, I'm
fun.
trying not to get all political. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
But
it's-
that's sad.
just
He,
missed
you
what
guys
happened.
need. I think Canadians should be proud of who they are, and they should have a Canadian national identity, and it should be. I mean, like I think that's important for any country to have.
Well,
Trying
absolutely.
to wash it all away, man.
he's shitting it all over the place, man. It's
Oh, hell
crazy
yeah.
how bad it is. And like, I don't know, there's all the people that like, you know, the patriotic type of Canadians are like fucking livid about this and shit. But then there's so many people here who are like those like new age fucking hipster douchebags who think that should all go away, and like they're outnumbering us, plain
I
simple.
bet Don Cherry was mad as fuck when that dude got reelected.
Oh yeah, no shit. He probably went and got a whole new seat because of it.
No shit.
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys want to prank call some motherfuckers in a minute?
No.
Oh
Do it.
god.
Are you gonna
That
do
was
it?
the funniest.
You gonna do
that
it?
was the funniest shit last time, man. I
Yeah,
was just telling that
give me-
story the other day.
Minutes, I got some shit.
Like the other day, man, I was literally telling someone about that. He's got a baby on his back and he's cussing at everybody. Fucking was the funniest shit I've ever heard.
It's
Oh,
more
God.
entertaining than Whiplash, and you could do it in real time.
I would love to hear some prank calls right now. That'd be amazing. I gotta mute
Alright.
myself though. I can't keep a straight face.
Yeah, I'd have to mute myself too.
The last one, like, was
See, what I'll do is I'll turn my camera on, keep my microphone on, of
Oh,
course,
God.
and then mute the computer so you can laugh all you want to, and whoever I'm talking to won't hear shit.
Dude.
last time I was fucking crying last
Oh,
time. I couldn't even
man.
breathe. What was the one? Did you call like a Wendy's or some shit and you got some like random fucking 5-digit?
We did so much before I got scared of being arrested.
I think Lee prematurely muted himself.
Yeah, you muted yourself, you Canuck.
And mid sentence, he's like, I don't want to fuck this up.
What happened to my headphones?
Oh god.
That face.
Gonna be able to hear the other side of the call, Billy?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Just like before.
Peel?
I got a few things lined up. Some people helped me out, and because I asked Neil, I don't know, about a month ago. I said, hey,
Yeah.
you want to do some prank calls that night? He's like,
Prank
yeah,
it.
sure. I'll look up some shit. So a few ideas that I have here are we can call
I can't. I
Jim
was-
Jim Baker's fucking company and try to return his apocalyptic food buckets. Say that they were fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I could we could call Burger King and say and complain that my Beyond Meat burger has turned me into a liberal faggot and I don't know what to do.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh no.
We can go into the prayer lines, of course, they're gold, and talk about to pray for my my condition, which is a condition somebody else showed to me this today called IED, It's called intermittent explosive disorder. It's like Tourette's times 100. And then just cuss at this fucking preacher as long as he wants.
Well,
to.
the only
Oh my
bad thing about that is if you get a prayer line, if you get called prayer line, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up terrorizing some poor little old lady who's just trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? You're not going to get the preacher if you call the prayer line.
Who do you think I am?
But I'm totally for calling about the apocalyptic food buckets. That's my favorite idea so far.
I got the 700 Club's prayer line, and I thought we could maybe try to get Pat Roberts on the phone and just insist, no matter what. He's like, I need to speak with Pat Roberts.
I'm down,
that's
dude.
gonna work.
Whatever.
Awesome.
Do it,
Well, I
baby.
know it won't
Do
work,
it.
of course.
Do it.
But, you know,
Pick
keep,
one of
keep
these.
this woman on the line.
Do it.
That's the beauty of it. You know, you're never going to get to talk to Pat Roberts, but you can hound this motherfucker about it for as long as you possibly can until, you know, until something's got to break. Something's got to give.
So who are we calling first?
All right.
Who's it gonna be now?
Burger King.
Yeah, that's the Burger King's a good one.
Yeah.
Burger King. Oh my God.
Alright.
I can't
Well,
ever make prank calls. I start fucking laughing immediately when they
I'm
pick
gonna go ahead
up.
and pick myself out of this.
I'm the worst. You don't have to mute yourself. Billy said he was gonna mute like his sound of us, so we could just like laugh all we want.
No, I have to just in general because I'm gonna like, you know, they'll fuck the chat up. I'll probably,
Yeah. It'll fuck up the audio of us listening.
All right, here we go. Muting you guys. Be back when this mess is over.
Oh man.
Okay, so we won't get into his phone call, so you guys don't have to mute yourselves unless you just want to.
Can we hear him? I don't hear him.
Be able to. He's not doing anything yet.
Thank you for calling the Burger King Guest Relations line. For English, press 1.
Watch it. It's not even gonna be a real person. It's gonna be like a fucking
To
robot.
provide us feedback on a restaurant experience or to inquire about a digital or e-gift card, please press 1. If you are calling about, please hold while we direct you to the next available guest relations representative. Calls may be recorded for quality and training purposes.
Hell yeah, they
That's
are.
good. Can you guys hear?
I'll say that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you for calling Burger King Gas Relations.
Oh,
Today.
Hey, what'd you say your name was?
My name is Easy.
Skizzy. All right. Mr. Skizzy, I just got back from Burger King here in Seymour, Tennessee. It's a 37865 area code. And this is for
37865, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, go ahead. So, what was the experience at this location?
Well, it's like the fourth experience about it. Here in East Tennessee, I don't know if you know, I mean, just by the sound of you, I guess you might not feel the same way I do about things, but we like Jesus up in here in these parts. That's why we got us some good old Chick-fil-A's up and around the corner. And I just decided like this week to start trying that Beyond Meat burger because my having some problems with my shitter, you know, my my bowels ain't been the best. So somebody said, all right, we'll try Beyond Meat burger. Maybe that'd be good for you. And I tried one on Monday and I got home and I'll be damned if I didn't have a need to read an article about Nancy Pelosi. And you know who she is?
No, sir.
She is a left-wing ass liberal that just wants to take my fucking guns. So I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just me, man. It's just a fluke kind of thing. We went on last Wednesday, and did the same thing. And it just made me hate the color red. Everything red that I saw was just like anything that had to do with the Republican Party. I wanted to throw it away. And then I thought, shit, the Robert E. Lee statue is a bunch of bullshit. And I think it was because of that fucking vegan ass left wing burger I bought from y'all. And I kind of want my money back because
Shit, I'd let my fucking son go to goddamn ballet class at this point.
So you eat the veggie burger.
Yeah.
Veggie burger.
Yeah, I ate that shit.
So do you know the name?
It's
Would
a
that be
Beyond
the
Meat
Impossible
burger. What the fuck? You mean you know the goddamn name? It's your fucking company. Your burger, you're selling.
I didn't know the name.
Huh?
No, I didn't say I don't know the name. So you ate the
Oh,
burger,
I'm
and then
sorry,
from
buddy.
that moment you've had issues, right?
Oh yeah, I started thinking all kind of liberal shit.
Okay. I just want to make a full documentation of this. Can I please have your first name, sir?
Yeah, sure. My first name is Joel. Joel.
Joe-E?
Yeah, Joel. Right. Yeah. Hell yeah, you got it.
Thank you. And your last name, sir?
Claybo.
How do I spell, please?
Claybo. CLAUGH BOUGH.
Thank you, sir. And your phone number?
That'd be 865
Yes.
123
He fucked up.
6420.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, yeah, no problem.
When was the most recent time you went to this restaurant to get the Beyond Meat burger?
The Beyond Meat burger Wednesday.
Do you have a time frame? Around what time did you go there?
Oh yeah, man. It's like it was just after clan meeting around 5 p.m. We get out of there about 4:45.
Okay. And did you use the drive-through or did you use the?
Oh hell yeah, I used to drive through. I don't ever set foot into that venue in there, man. There's all kind of fucking, liberals around in there. I start feeling like I'm one of them, so I don't go in there. I just go through drive-through.
Okay.
Because they're all eating that Beyond Meat burger, man. I'm surprised there ain't no ballot up in that motherfucker for Hillary Clinton, for fuck's sake.
I like how he just keeps him going. This dude's like.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, sir, is I'm gonna forward this right now, because we really appreciate you taking your time to call us.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Experience with us. This is something we don't take lightly.
Oh yeah, I want you guys to be more like Chick-fil-A, man. I had to take the time. Get y'all more Christianish.
Yes. So, like I said, I'm going to forward this right away to the upper management, and they're going to be in contact with you directly in regards to this, okay?
All right,
If you're having problems.
Woohoo, man. Hell yeah, praise Jesus, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
No idea what he's complaining about. He has no idea.
Yeah.
He's like, I imported
He
this
doesn't
to the
even know
top
what the
level.
burger
Yes,
is.
please. I'm sorry. Yes, please.
He doesn't even know the burger.
Asking for a callback on the resolution. Be like, don't close my case. I need to follow.
All
up.
he knows is there's a problem and that fucking Hillary Clinton's involved.
That dude is in Mumbai and he's
Man,
never
take a long
been
time
to a
setting
burger
shit up.
in his life.
My system is just a little bit slow.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you working with American equipment. That shit's fast.
Yeah.
We got all the there in the point.
I can provide you your case ID right now.
Yeah, I got a pen right here.
Okay, so your case ID is V for Victor, R for Romeo,
All right.
N for November.
Oh, that's what you're gonna say. Another word.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna start from the beginning again. So it's
All right.
V for Victor,
Mhm.
V for Victor. It's R for Romeo, N for November, B for Bravo, and P for Papa.
All right. Cool. Got it.
So that's your case.
Did he just give you landing clearance?
I'm gonna go ahead and put in a request for the upper management to contact you in regards to this. Okay?
All right. Thank you. As if I think of one more gun control idea, I'm gonna shoot myself in the head. Straight up, simple, man.
No problem. Thank you so much for
No
calling.
problem.
Oh, you have a good day.
No problem.
All
No
right,
problem.
Muhammad.
Please do.
To Jesus. Yep.
There's no way he understood any of that.
Really so. He's going
Oh,
straight
that was
down.
great. Oh,
There's
man.
probably like
get it?
8 restaurants
I
in
would've
that
been
fucking
dying,
area, and
like,
he had
5
no clue
seconds
which
into
one to
that.
twist.
You
For
you had
Papa.
some things working in your favor on that. One was that he did not fully understand exactly what the Beyond
I
Meat
don't-
burger was. And him being in Mumbai or wherever, or New Delhi, he didn't know who Nancy Pelosi was. He didn't know her from Eve, man.
Yeah, I
Don't even eat
right.
beef over there,
right?
do they?
He
I don't think that. No, they can't.
no,
Not in India.
they eat no, they don't eat beef. Cows are sacred, right? Well,
Apparently.
but
I
you
don't
got,
know. We
but
could
the
be
pro,
mega
well,
racist right now, but
well, I don't
think all
know.
of them-
No,
Cows
I
are
don't know, but the
succulent.
I
The
think
thing
you're right,
about
Tim.
India is that it's not all Hindus in India though.
I
man.
wasn't
It's like-
expecting that off of Burger King
yeah.
helpline. They're just
Yeah,
like,
no.
fuck it, we're gonna outsource that shit.
yeah, they work for like $1 an hour. What are you talking about? It's cheap as fuck. There's no way you can get a Whopper Junior for $1 and not pay your fucking customer service people fucking $1 an hour.
Right.
There's no way.
Hey, Lee, do you see the side chat? Do you see that Instagram link?
In our side chat?
Yeah. Forey actually made us something funny for once.
Oh, he makes nothing but bangers. What are you talking about?
Banger.
See what we got here.
Oh, what?
Wow.
After that, after what we were just talking about.
The VR thing.
That's actually a
Corey's
pretty.
always on it,
Oh
man.
yeah,
He's
Forey made a
always on
great
it.
Instagram meme.
You should
Lee with
you
the
should
VR.
recap that.
Dude, that would take the
That's
heat off of
hilarious.
me if you fucking actually did that.
That's pretty
Sold the
funny.
Dyna for
Lee,
some
you're
video
still
game
muted,
shit.
by the way. I don't know if you remember.
Wait, you got heat on you?
Nah, just for not riding motorcycles and just being a fucking nerd in general.
Oh yeah, somebody was up in the side chat. Arson, where's your next vid? It's been like 2-3
Never.
years.
I can't upload anything without hearing that. Like he's literally sitting on my fucking middle and index finger at all hours of every day of my life. I live that.
Everyone just wants that update.
Hey, that means that when you do finally upload something, it's gonna be like trending on the front page of YouTube and shit. And even like the fucking monetization guidelines won't stop you from trending. And
Oh,
you'll
that'd be sick.
they're just gonna pedestal your ass and be like, here you go, let's get you a million views so we can get you a couple G's your way.
Dude, dope. All right. Well, I gotta make a video now.
You should
Apparently.
see if you upload a video too, if it lets you self-monetize your video, so you can put that you don't even curse or do anything bad in it, and say it's acceptable for all ads, and it actually does that. I kind of want to
That's
test
good.
that and put something that they would actually demonetize and then self-rate, because everything I upload, it makes me self-rate. And then I want to see if that's actually going by what my ratings are doing, or if it's just I'm not triggering the thing. You know what I mean?
I gotta
kinda wanna
upload
test
something to see. I haven't even seen this self rate. How long ago did it start doing that?
Like my shit, probably a month,
Really?
maybe even longer if I can remember. But I have fucking goldfish memory, so
Hmm.
can't go back that far.
I said N it as in I almost shouted out the N word.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
my brain
You said something else.
my brain stopped myself and just fucking fucked with them afterward. But
I mean, it would have been in character of the person you were doing.
Dude, you were fucking balls deep into that character. You should
What
actually
character?
make that a series on your fucking channel.
you know what caused the character? His accent. Am I racist? I don't know what. I just think I just know that what's racist. Like as soon as I heard that he was Indian, I was like, you got to be a redneck.
Let's just say it was a character. Because that helped you out in the long run.
Oh,
Especially if you have any slip ups.
What's
Yeah.
up, Billy? You gonna call somebody else? Round two?
Yeah, give me a bit though. I'm fucking setting it up.
Got a cool.
I got to do through fucking Well, random. I use random fucking was it second number apps, and then I set another one up one at a time, and that shit. I'm paranoid, man. Sometimes so I got this down to where no one can get a hold of me. So it takes me a second to set up the second call.
I could tell you thought you fucked up so bad when you said that the 3 digits is 1, 2, 3. You're like, fuck.
I know, dude. I fucked up. Oh, dude, that was really bad. That was really unbelievable. After he got a baby strapped to his back call, I don't take chances anymore. Those motherfuckers were calling me for a month. They're like, hey, where's our truck? Dumbasses.
What was it? When did you guys do the baby strap to the back thing?
Oh man, I don't remember.
Is that like a super long time ago?
Yeah, I called like a local wrecker saying that one of their trucks was out in the middle of the highway, caught throwing bottles of fire, had a baby strapped to his back and shit, and they just fucking flipped out. They were like, "What? What? What?"
God. Oh, that's hilarious.
When we did those calls on the old Hangouts, I was able to use the Google, like within your email, there was a phone you could call numbers with. That's what I used. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but if you can, that's just a fucking pretty much untraceable number. You could just use some fucking bunk ass Gmail account, and then there's a phone feature in the bottom, and you could actually call phone numbers with it.
Yeah, Google Voice.
Yeah, is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's one of the tools that I'm using right now.
Yeah, there you go. So that's probably the best route right there. That way you can kind of like confidently and just use some bunk email even that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you
that
can
be literally an untraceable fucking email, except for like IP, unless you're
on that one too. You can change your number too. You can constantly just like delete your account, start a new one with a new number over and over and over.
Yeah, dude, you could be the next fucking Kit Boga, dude.
Yeah,
you ever
literally.
seen that guy's videos?
I love that guy.
Yeah, dude, he's like super dedicated to his prank calls. He'll literally like you've heard of like the scam baiting thing, right? Where like people like fuck with like Indian scam fucking callers or whatever.
Yeah, and he's using the fucking granny voice, and he does it so well and sticks with it for so long.
Yeah. Like he's done them for like fucking 8 hours straight, like just on the phone with the same guy that's just trying to scam like some old lady, and he's like acting as if he's an old lady, and just fucking like he's on the phone with them for like 8 hours because they think they're getting like a fucking 2,000. Yeah, because these Indian dudes,
That's
like
actual live streams.
Yeah, they're trying to get fucking like $8 or like $2,000 from this old lady, which in fucking rupees is like you're big balling, you're buying a skyscraper out there,
right?
So like. So yeah, like they want that they want that money. So they're like willing. They think they got some old lady on the line that's just about to hand over like 2 G's. So yeah, they're like 8 hours. That's like a year's fucking salary right there.
They just keep going with it. Holy shit.
Yeah. Can you imagine though, like to be like that person that just like spends fucking 8 hours on the line for like that much money, thinking you're gonna be fucking big ball and like calling your wife and letting her know that you're gonna buy a new fucking 50cc scooter or some shit like that, and then it's some like asshole from America that's just fucking with you for 8 hours, has got that time on his hands,
and he's the one making the money from it.
Yeah, right.
That's when you know you're good at that, when your whole live stream on a daily consistent basis is doing that consistently and to perfection almost every time.
Yeah, shit's fucking it's literally so good. Like just fucking like, and he does that like it's kind of like his thing is like, I'm just gonna waste this guy's time to like fucking like protect like some old ass lady, you know what I mean, that might not be
that's
as
true
heavy as
too,
I am.
because they just on to the next person if it doesn't work with them.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
And you see those other ones on YouTube too, where they like completely like fuck over like their entire fucking operation by like fucking making them to like delete System 32 or installing a virus to them so it fucks them up.
They basically are using a clone desktop that's like a fake virtual desktop that makes it look like a computer, and then basically within that they could put their own fucking hacks and files and then trick them and put like, for instance, money files dot fucking xx whatever .exe, and they're gonna click that because out of their desperation to steal your shit, and then boom, you just fuck them in their eye. You literally turn around, grab them by their shoulders, casually turn them around, bent them into an L shape, no lube, and went all the way in until your balls were touching the back of their thighs.
You're like, it's like, oops, I dropped my pearls, and
Yep.
when they bent down to pick them up,
There's nothing they can do about it at that point. And then that's how they remote hack their whole fucking database because their shit is fucking. They got that fucking Kmart security going on, and then they get fucking control of all their desktops and fuck their whole operation, which is so.
Yeah, I spent like a whole fucking day watching those videos one day. That shit was hilarious, man.
turned around picking up those pearls, and then they turned back around. And it's fucking Andre the Giant behind him, like, "Hey, what's up?" It's fucking weird. That analogy is hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
Socks, by the way. Oh, I'm talking about the sound effects. And then your mixer, you just put.
Do I sound like I'm balls deep into Satan's fucking?
What?
What?
Oh my god!
I bought my mixer to use the effects, but I would never use them.
Really?
But I got this for that, but I never used it.
That's great.
Every once in a while, it comes in handy, like when we're doing the GTA RP and shit. And I need to change my voice up.
Yeah, it's just they're expensive. I couldn't like justify the price. I just got that
$200
fucking.
bucks.
Yeah, well, I already like. I don't know. The one that I got was like $60. It's just a basic mixer. But then I fucking saw that there's like a software voice changer that I had for a while that everyone hated, so I just never used it again.
Yeah, because it gets annoying, and after a while.
Yeah. So that's why I never fucked with it again.
And there's very few like set like effects you can do that really are anything of any use, unless like for instance what Kit Boca does with the old lady thing. That's a perfect example of like one of the rare uses you could actually have consistently with that shit.
Yeah, I think it even fucked with my OBS too. So like I just fucking.
Oh yeah, because you're doing a program.
Mm-hmm.
To the mixer
Thanks,
one's
Billy.
hardware based, so it's just all within the mixer itself. So there's nothing you have to open. You just press a button.
Billy's ready to go.
Whenever you guys are.
All right.
Hey, I'm ready.
What are you calling?
Oh shit! I didn't even know you had
We're gonna call the prayer line for his TV show, like where like he'll get on. He's like, all right, we got a prayer request from Billy Valentine in Tennessee.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
So I'll leave it. I don't know if it's a recording or what. How they do that first, and then if that fails or after it's done, that's when I'm gonna return his food buckets. If no one is familiar with that shit, man, he sells like buckets of slop for the apocalypse. It's weird as fuck.
Oh shit!
I never heard of that.
I'm ready when you are, Billy.
Climb out from underneath that Christian rock, Derek. It's the Lord's world we're dealing with, y'all. Muting.
He's got a blasphemy theme going on tonight.
Blasphemy.
Hello?
Following up, as our menu has recently changed.
Oh shit.
If you have your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. Please be aware
777.
that at times our
Get JC
call
on the line, brother.
No.
If you are interested in guests from the Jim Baker Show or have questions about a previous order, press 1. For Lori's house, press 2.
Lori's
For
house.
additional information, press 3. For prayer requests, press 4. For the
Ah, Christ.
Prayer request.
Pray for a vertical laceration in the asshole.
I would like to press Lori's house though, if that's what she said, right?
Pray for your rip taint to heal.
Is this Lori's house?
Say your asshole got ripped to your back.
I'm gonna let this go for 10 seconds and then I'm hanging up. Oh, fuck.
That sounded like fucking like 1998 RPG music.
Damn, did they hear you say that and they're just like, fuck this dude?
Right? Maybe they were listening or something.
They were like, hold
Yeah.
on, let's hear what kind of prank he's about to call. Dude, there's this guy named David Packman, and he like tries so hard to be as legit as possible and talk professional. He's like a like a I would say mid-20s, maybe 30 years old, white dude, just like dresses in a suit every live broadcast. Well, he has like some feature, and I've caught him on live stream fails on that subreddit a few times, where people call in his show and just like yell at him or talk shit about his service, and he plays it, and he tries to, and he stays professional and, like, you know, uses professional wording and you know, stays on top of it. And man, if that guy was live, he would be the perfect one for that. It would be
Why don't we search if there's any fucking live shows on right now that have call-ins?
Twitch even has that's the thing, even on Twitch, for people to call in.
What? Like Twitch and YouTube both have live calling shows on
Really?
right now.
But for the Twitch one,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
probably
yeah.
have to like pay or something, right, to be able to call and talk to him.
No, they're people like what he's doing right now for prayer requests, and they're actual people, like religious people on Twitch, using that platform.
Oh my god! Then somebody get out there and clip it, like right now.
Somebody do Twitch and somebody do YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now.
I'm on Twitch right now.
Perfect.
I'll search Twitch too.
There's probably like a big old wait if they're a popular one too, though.
Derek, there's a live streamer I watch. He's a grower in Humboldt County, and he is one of the motherfuckers that calls into David Pacman and yells at him.
Dude, I probably heard him, and that's why I'm mentioning him too, because you would actually, like, if you had a good one, you might make it on live stream fails and shit. That'd be like really cool of you to make it on, you know, being watched on, because those live stream fail clips get fucking insane amounts of views. People are made for that.
He always screams, "No law regarding cannabis. Stop calling marijuana cannabis, or stop calling cannabis marijuana and pot. It's only cannabis." That's all he ever says. He's like, "Stop calling it pot."
I feel like that sounds familiar. There was one recently too, like about within the past 2 weeks, that I saw of a call-in, and he was on live stream fails. That's what made me think of him. Man, I can't find nothing. I literally searched prayer call-in on fucking the Twitch thing, and I'm just getting fucking modern warfare fucking bullshit.
There's a 60-year-old fucking black dude on Twitch that still has videos to this day that come up when you search prayer on Twitch from 11 years ago. Still got no views. Poor guy. I'm gonna watch
11 years on Twitch.
Yeah,
Dang.
11 years on Twitch, 0 views. I'm gonna watch him.
I'm gonna
Drop
watch
a cunt in
Wait,
chat.
wasn't this shit Justin TV 11 years ago?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
But it's there in the fucking.
That's
in the
why I don't
videos.
have my Baker X Derek name, because it wouldn't let me take that.
Oh, wait, weird. Wow.
That's weird. It wouldn't transfer over.
I sent the emails multiple times and everything, never got a response. Be like, hey, I had this Baker X Derek account like when you were Justin, and it wouldn't. And I remember when Twitch was made, and I had to do the fucking underscore bullshit because that one was taken, but it wasn't an account on Twitch, ironically. Holy shit! Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne's actually like a big thing right now on the browse.
Oh shit!
People still play that, dude. I used to love the fuck out of that game. Everybody in China.
I wonder if you can just Google search prayer call in like Twitch or YouTube, and then it'll just put it in the search result. Prayer.
Oh, I got.
I'm not gonna lie right now. I fed the fish a little bit too hard.
Damn. I wish you guys could like get on my level of being as tripped out as Arson feeding the fish as I am, because like all the like over a like literally way over a decade, and it's like I count how many times I've done that with them, and all of a sudden it's like fed the fish too hard, and he's feeding the fish. He's teaching me out when we're out fucking places together now.
What?
One time.
Yeah, dude, you literally. I remember that when we were at that fucking little meetup.
Yeah, I got that little fucking pen, man. I take it places sometimes when I just like, if I don't want to like spend a dickload of money on beer, I'll just fucking like cheech on the sidelines a little bit and get a little fucking litty bitty titty committee. You know what I mean?
That's what I knew. Times were different when you were like, "Oh, I got this."
Nah, it was just like fucking like I just wanted to get cheeched out, man.
Hell,
That's
you're
all.
just like play a magical note on this flute right here. I fucking took that shit, gave it a little fucking next thing you know, I was fucking smooth sailing.
Dude, honestly though, like fucking like drinking whiskey and fucking like beers and shit, like the fucking like if I don't go to bed when I'm at the peak of my drunkenness, like I'll start feeling like real shitty and then I can't sleep and then I just go sleepless the next day. It's fucking weird. But when I chooch, like I'm feeling fucking like super good and shit. And then I go to sleep like a fucking baby little bitch in its crib, just fucking loving it. I wake up and I'm like,
Welcome to the world of weed.
yeah, great.
How's your
Great.
how's your
Feeling great.
mushroom gig, though? How's your psilocybin?
What the fuck is a psilocybin?
Oh, never mind then. Never
What the
mind.
hell is, what are you talking about, psilocybin?
That's yeah.
What's that? It's fucking some DMT?
Mushrooms, sort of, not quite.
Oh shit. Nah. I never fucked with the shrooms, man, but like I've
me neither.
honestly I've been fucking dying to try it. That and acid.
Oh
No,
man.
you don't want to
Yeah,
try
you don't
acid.
want to do acid. Shrooms are way better.
Acid's a little fucking gnarly.
Yeah, acid's a little. You go ahead and just like schedule your whole day out. But mushrooms are like just like 3-4 hours intense.
Yeah, let our hard shit
Yeah.
influence you.
Guide you.
Yeah.
No, but
You
it was
don't get
I watched this this comedy special on YouTube, and it was it's that Comedy Central shit, like the This Isn't Happening. It was like a feature on that, and that guy was talking about how he was like, you know, he had a wife and kids and shit, but he had never done like hard drugs, so like he just wanted to fucking he had the great idea to try to the best of his ability replicate Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And so like he was just telling the story of like how he did like acid, like a hit up acid, and it didn't do shit. So they went back to their hotel room and fucking took like 3.5 hits more.
Oh
And then
god.
they're just fucking like insane all fucking night. Like just like they were trying to go back and piece it all together, and what they found out was just like some crazy.
That's a
ass shit.
classic mistake from a lot of newbies, where because acid takes like an hour to kick in, where everything else takes 20 or 30 minutes to kick in. So that's a common mistake. You fucking kill yourself doing that shit.
Yeah.
Doing that very mistake.
Yeah. Shit is intense.
I always tell people it's like this. Mushrooms is like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
And acid is like, holy fuck, look at that.
It is.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right.
You really are Max Payne.
Yeah.
He screamed so hard it made my butthole pucker up a little
Max
bit.
Payne.
I felt
That
that in my butt.
reference.
No, but like, no, for real though. Like, I've always been afraid of taking like psychedelics because like I know that like my brain works a fucking different way. So if I did that shit, like it would be super unpredictable what I would do.
It is. It is.
I mean, mushrooms, you're mostly gonna sit there and fucking laugh the whole time. Like that's 90% of those 4 hours. That's what that's gonna be dedicated to.
Yeah, Arson, I remember like the old days when you know you would take a little puff on the Magic Dragon with me. It wasn't normal like how we would just be like all like, yeah man, fucking laughing and giggling and shit. I remember you looked like the end of Blair Witch Project, that fucking person just standing in the corner. Just, you look like that, just like contemplating what you were gonna do in your life or something. I remember like you didn't really seem like you were enjoying it. It felt like, and that's when I knew you were just like one of those people where it wasn't like for you.
Yeah,
I mean, at that time, but
you're not used to it. Like you're not.
Yeah.
If you've never like smoked weed in your life, and you fucking all of a sudden you have some fucking dank, you know, like out of fucking nowhere, like you ain't fucking doing no like 70s like bushwhagging shit. Like this is Baker X Derrick we're talking about here. This is some fucking. So I don't know what it was, but I think I remember what you're talking about, but maybe like I don't recall. But is this the time when we were teaching it on the back of the truck, and then we went over to Tim's house, and his mom kicked down the door saying it smells like weed just from us walking into the house?
Dude, I was just thinking of the truck part, but now that you mentioned that, I totally remember that now. Yeah. And then obviously for you, because you're not like, you know, too used to it, the paranoia, dude, even being used to it, it's still like if a paranoid fucking situation occurs, it's still gonna, fucking amplify it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I remember you were dude, that right there, you were Blair Witch Project as fuck. Like where your head's locked, your eyes are just in like, you're just probably like focused on like one of the fucking dresser drawer knobs on his fucking dresser, and you're just like focused on that with bloodshot ass fucking eyeballs, and you look like Satan's possessing your fucking pee hole or something, and she's just fucking tripping the fuck out. But it wasn't even just that. It was like a lot of the other times, it was just the fact of like, you didn't have the giggles as much as like I kind of judge how it affects people by their giggles, because some people, I mean, a majority of people will definitely get the giggles. And besides you, the only one person, I don't know if you're gonna ever remember this guy, but there's this guy named oh god, now I'm forgetting. Who's that dude? Arson, I know you know who I'm fucking talking about. I know you didn't really personally know him, but there's this one dude. It was just anyways, I remember we cheat this guy out for the first time, and we're full blown like fucking, we're like 18, 19 years old at this time, and maybe younger, I don't know. We were probably high school age. But I cheat this guy out. I've never seen this happen to anybody. I don't know if he was over exaggerating, but if he was over exaggerating, this is like some fucking, he needs to go to Hollywood. But this guy, once we cheeched him out, this guy started crawling. This was Arson. This was when I lived on that in Riverside at that, that one house that was by the train tracks. This was at that place. So this was right outside that house. I was there, and it was me and the guy we cheeched out, and then one of my other friends, Jose. That, I don't know if you remember Jose with that like weird hairdo and shit all the time. It's like that punk dude. It was me, him, and that guy. And this guy started crawling underneath cars like a fucking spider. Like, dude, it was creepy as fuck. And then he fully ran like two laps around the square fucking diameter of my block, and he was like yelling, and it was like fucking probably 9-10 o'clock at night. And he acted like this was crack or some weird shit. And I've never seen anybody react to that shit ever like that.
Wait, are you talking about Martin?
No, not Martin. This was it was a short black dude. I think his name was Ivory. His name was Ivory. I don't know if you knew that dude. Now I remember his name. Yeah. It was
okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, dude, that guy. No, now that you say him, I completely fucking understand, because that guy.
Yes.
Was fucking weird.
Dude,
he made
at that house, he ran laps.
Dude, he was fucking weird.
Dude, it was so bad. And I don't know. Do any of you guys have experiences? Because, in Cali, everyone out here, like for years, since fucking Native Americans roamed the land, we're teaching out here. But out in your guys' experiences, have you guys ever had anything of that nature, like where somebody had a weird reaction like that?
Some
Sure.
dude,
weed?
Yeah, just weed. Just weed. That's what I'm saying. Like where it was overly like, what the fuck? Like, kind of
weed.
To weed at my house, we used to like when my parents got divorced and my mom started dating again, she was like gone 24/7, right? So we'd be having like all kinds of parties at the house, and I had a bunch of bongs. I had this one called fucking Sir Hits a Lot, and it was like just all these fucking chambers. It was just fucking huge, and if you could clear it, then you're a goddamn fucking iron lung. But this kid, we're just like, he's never smoked. We're just like, fucking fill it up. We're just like, just clear it, man. He's like, does the whole thing. He just sits down on the picnic table and starts fucking crying.
Oh my God.
He was like
from it.
Yeah, and he was like out there for like an hour or two, just like sobbing on the picnic table. We're just like, dude, are you fucking all right, or should we like call somebody? Or he just got fucking wrecked. It was insane.
I get that. Fucking like, I get panic attacks now when I smoke. I can't do it. Like I used to smoke like a quarter a day for like 10 years, and I can't even have like a hit. I have a panic attack. But I did
quarter a day.
Yeah, dude, I used to smoke a shitload of fucking weed. Like, it was ridiculous. I used to grow it, so like it was just basically an unlimited supply.
You don't get to smoke that much though.
But fucking, I saw some like gnarly shit like that. This chick was at our house, and she thought she was smoking weed. Like there was like a couple bags on the table or whatever. But one of them was fucking salvia. And like this chick has never seen weed before. Like they obviously look entirely different, but like she didn't know the fucking difference. So she just like packed herself a big old bong load of salvia and fucking took a huge rip of this shit. And then she's like, 2 minutes go by. She's like, I don't even notice it. Like this shit sucks. And then like another 2 minutes goes by. All of a sudden she just like stands up really fucking fast and starts screaming at the top of her lungs, and then bolts out the fucking door, running down the street screaming like she just got fucking like knife attacked or some shit. And the whole neighborhood came out, and she's just running around screaming and shit, freaking out for like 10-15 minutes because like, well, salvia only lasts like 10-15 on most people, but yeah, it was a stressful little bit.
It's a rough thing, man. I put a first-time mushroom tripper in a blue tent once, and the moonlight was shining through the blue.
I just love how it started.
Yeah,
blue tent.
Well, there was time for him to go to bed for sure. But I put him in the tent. The tent just happened to be blue, and I heard him making a fucking weird noise. I looked over at him, and they were like they're suffocating. They couldn't breathe. Nothing was going on. But I fucking dragged them out of there, and they're like, "I was underwater. Thank you for saving."
Starting to drown.
Their mind just told their body not to breathe because it was fucking blue.
It's fucking like the last time I took mushrooms was like it was a long fucking time ago. But we watched Passion of the Christ, and I swear to fucking God, I could understand every single
Why would you
word
do
they were.
that?
It was the worst idea ever.
Right.
But like I swear I could understand every word that was being said on that screen. Like I was like translating it back to the other people watching it with me and shit. Like I don't know if it was right. But, like I swear I could understand the whole fucking thing. It was fucking crazy, man. But like during that whole crucifixion scene, all of us were like 2 inches away from the TV, like nose brushing the thing, like he's had enough. Just freaking out.
Dude,
it was
I
so
couldn't even
bad.
watch that high, dude. Like, let alone on fucking
Well, we
stream.
like we used to have like in I used to live with a couple dudes. We used to have like a monthly like mushroom movie night once in a while when we were younger. So we go to the video store and rent like the most weird shit we could find and see what happens or whatever. So we watched Lord of the Rings. It started with Lord of the Rings was the very first time it happened, and it ended up being the funniest comedy I've ever seen in my entire life. and after that, we were like, okay, let's just start renting the most fucked up shit we could find. And yeah, that was Passion of the Christ was a bad idea.
Arson, did you ever Darwin the salvia?
Yeah.
Well, didn't we do it together?
Yeah. Oh, one of the times I think. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Was
we
it at the
did.
Lodge?
Dude, see, I have that memory. I don't remember. I know I've done it a few times, and I remember I think one of the times was at Tim's. I remember every time I did it, when I came down from it, my head felt like 1,000 pounds, and I kept dropping my head. And
dude.
I hated that with a passion, and like I never touched that shit again.
That shit's not a good time.
Yeah,
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it for like the 5 or 10 minutes that you get, like it takes a fucking heavy toll on your body. That's like literally the only like real like psychedelic that I've ever had.
I want to say we did that at Tim's. I want to say we did, but you're the one with the good memory, and you'd be able to clear me up on that.
Yeah, I did it. I think I've done it like 4 times. Only 2 times that I have like a super like crazy like trip on it.
Dude, are you talking about salvia?
Yeah.
I ordered a fucking salvia bush from the fucking Amazon once.
Bush?
From the Amazon or from Amazon?
It was
Amazon has everything.
Yeah.
from Venezuela.
They do.
As we've seen earlier.
Exactly.
I was gonna fucking try to grow it, man, but that was in my early years of fucking green thumbing it, and I didn't realize that it was impossible to grow outdoors here.
Okay. Hey, so I've been moving computers around and stuff, and I missed some of this conversation. But have we talked about DMT? Has anybody here done DMT?
No. No.
Who would if they had the chance?
I would.
I would.
100%.
I totally would. I've never done any kind of illicit drugs in my entire life, which that's arguably not an illicit drug.
You smoked weed?
DMT is all through your body. I mean, it's in every plant you eat. It's a naturally occurring substance. But
I would do it in a heartbeat, man, for sure.
Yeah,
Because,
just
like,
from what I've heard from people's experiences, like it's some sort of a gateway into the other world. It's not a trip. It's actually an experience where you're going into another dimension.
Yeah,
I believe
need
that
some of
100%
that.
because mass quantities of mushrooms have sent me to some pretty clarified places, surprisingly.
Dude,
And
weed does that to me still, so that's why I'm afraid. Sometimes when I smoke too much, I'll fucking lay down and close my eyes, and I'm gone, dude. I'm awake, but I'm like soaring into a fucking black hole. It's insane.
Arson, have you ever like ingested it?
What's that?
Like, have you ever eaten like with anything with weed in it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That hits you. That does kind of hit you like in a bit of a psychedelic way. It's not as
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot
It's
different.
not crazy as like mushrooms or anything. But it's
I'm actually immune to that. From literally various tests to the maximum degree, and I found I'm immune to edibles, like literally full immune. And
Yeah,
They just don't do anything to you.
yeah, and
That's insane.
one time, one guy tried to call me out on my bullshit, and he brought Arson. This was at that Norco place. If you know what I mean, if you remember what I'm talking about, that shitty job we had. And some dude brought a whole pan of edibles, talking about how strong they were. And I remember I had to eat them until I was sick. That was the one time I actually felt anything, but it was nothing like in terms of like anything to actually call notable of a feeling. It was just like, okay, I ate something.
Like not even a bong rib.
Yeah, and I actually despise that it's like that, because I hear people talking about how they hit them so hard, and I feel like there's a feeling I'm missing out on that I'm unattainably I won't be able to experience. You guys, because you guys mentioned edibles as something so fucking euphoric.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Then oh my god.
Yeah, like
I've never felt that.
Oh man.
Man,
I know that large amounts of hallucinogens have just put me in places like it's why I'm not afraid of death anymore. Like I can say legitimately, if somebody fucking shot me in the head right now, I wouldn't be afraid of it. And it's only from
you wouldn't be able to be afraid of it.
Yeah, you get into this, like with hallucinogens, you get into this area where you're out of control. You're totally out of control. And then if you keep on taking it just a little bit past that, you fucking realize everything. It's like nothing's to be worried about ever again after that point. So I can see DMT doing a pretty amazing job.
Well, they say that DMT makes you really experience emotions in a way, like everybody talks about going to this place where they're surrounded by all of these beings that are made purely of love and understanding and acceptance.
What the fuck?
Dude, I got
yeah,
that's some of that love juice.
Yeah. Yeah, because I heard that I first like heard or like started like looking into DMT when I heard about ayahuasca.
Yeah.
I still
that shit sounds gnarly. I met Max Cavalera from Sepultura Soulfly one day, and he was fucking telling me like he went into an in-depth fucking little rant about ayahuasca or whatever the fuck, and I listened to it because I mean if he's talking, I'm listening. So it sounded pretty gnarly.
Yeah, because like I don't know, everyone like people like legitimately do that. Like if they have like severe traumas, like rape or like like maybe they were like severely abused as a kid,
right?
They like sustain like some major trauma. If they go and they do this, like it kind of like it gives them the answers that like is like dwelling within them, but they can't figure it out. But like it helps them like figure out how to get past that and how to cope with it and how to like live life.
Well, see, mushrooms will do the same thing for you if you just do enough of them.
On a bottle.
I
mushroom salad.
I've just done enough hallucinogens that I believe that they all kind of do the same thing, just in different ways. There's different feelings, but like the effects of each one is generally the same. There's just different intensities and vibes with each one of them. Like for instance, LSD, it's a terrible vibe, an awful intensity to it. Whereas psilocybin's like a medium intensity to it and a wonderful vibe.
It's also like about your environment and the people you're around with it too.
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, they especially with DMT, they say you need to be in the presence of people that you know and you trust.
I think like any psychedelics, you should probably be like behind closed doors around people you fucking trust. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bad time. Like I've done mushrooms in public before, and like it's worked out a couple times, but a couple times it has been real fucking bad.
Dude, I've done shows in front of 1,100 people, full on mushrooms before. It was the best. I think doing the comedy routines, like clown gags in front of 1,100 people, full on trip.
Damn, that would be insane.
I would like to be there.
Spotlights in your face, music in the bandstand, fucking ringing in your head.
Yeah, like not only like doing drugs around kids, but doing drugs around kids who are there to watch what you're doing.
The myth,
shit, right?
Yeah, the myth of evil clowns is absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's like Barney doing a line of coke and fucking a hooker or fucking filming.
That's a really good point.
I'm so glad I have never experienced that fucking clown fear that people have. Because there's, dude,
fuck that.
there's people like, you ever just see those haunted houses just on Halloween, and it's like obviously clearly fake shit, and the way some fucking like just women react going through that, and they're screaming until their fucking vocal cords are fucking just slid out of their throat because they're literally like legitimately terrified of it.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about clowns is the scariest ones are the ones that you can trust the most, because the scariest ones are the shrine clowns, right? And they put on the shrine circus, so they have the right to put up in shrine makeup and shit. They're all ex-masons or, Shriners, Masons, and they look like shit and scary as hell. And they have the best intentions. They're about to donate $1,000 to fucking muscular dystrophy and shit. But then you got guys like me that went to school for it, totally whacked out on mushrooms around your kids.
Making fucking cock-shaped balloon animals at some kid's birthday party, tripping out.
Well, if it's any consolation, I've known more than one Freemason who was really into shrooms and weed. So,
oh yeah, I'm sure. Were they a shrine clown though, with mustard on their lips?
Mustard on their lips.
I don't know about you guys, but it's like that's why I like asked you guys about this, because it's always entertaining. I don't know about you guys personally, that to just hear your guys' personal experiences and visions, and I don't know, man, just fucking opens up that weird fucking rabbit hole spectrum of like how fucking weird life is. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like how we all have our literal own fucking visions and sounds and smells and experiences that are just so fucking polar opposite, but we're all, using and trying the same exact thing. I don't know. It's a mind fuck, but that's why I fucking can sit there and listen to people for hours of just telling me fucking weird, visions and experiences they had. It's fucking awesome.
That just brings back fucking Arson, you're in your ghost story shit. That's still like the best thing. That's still the best thing I've ever listened to in my entire life. Like you sat there, you talked about that for like an hour straight, and that's like still probably one of the most prolific things I've ever heard. And it came from you. That's the craziest part.
Arson's ghost stories.
Which one was that, real quick?
It was
just me and Arson in a chat. We were just by ourselves talking some shit, and you told me like it was crazy, man. Like
you haven't told it for a chat.
Yeah, you and me talked for like a good, I want to say like 4 hours.
It was like 4 or 5 hours. We were just sitting there shooting the shit, and then you told me about that whole the ghost thing with your dad and shit and whatever. And I was just like enthralled in that whole deal. I was like, that's fucking crazy. Like that struck a chord with me.
Yeah. So like I'll give you like the super brief rundown of what I was talking about.
You can get detailed shit. If it was just like you two and we all haven't heard it, fucking
it's not even that. It's just like I'm pretty fucking cheesed right now, and like if I up to like 3 hours. But anyway, it wasn't a ghost story per se, but it was a belief that me and my dad have. And my dad actually like turned me on to it like really fucking tough. Like we've gotten in some balls deep conversations about it, no homo. But it's basically like his theory of ghosts is that like, our brains like, run on, electrical impulses, and like, the world is like just constantly surrounded by like this huge like fucking electrical field. And he said that your soul is basically like the electricity that's within your brain, that you become one with like the fucking the outside world, the fucking electrical field that surrounds us all. And whenever you see like a ghost or something like that, it's basically like they're either like manipulating the fucking the electrical field like in your eyeballs or like in your brain to make you fucking think that you saw something, when in fact like it could be them just just getting inside your head and just like manipulating like you to see them.
The ghost doing this?
Yeah, the ghosts do that. So whenever you like you turn a corner and you swear to God you see like a fucking like a black shadowy figure, not racially or anything, but like you see a ghostly figure somewhere, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck was that? And you looked at it for a solid 2 seconds and it disappears before your eyes. That's kind of that whole thing. that I went into. That's like the super dumbed down version, but like, yeah, that's like what he believes, and that's kind of what I believe too, because it's like the most scientific way that you could explain ghosts.
That's
without going into,
almost
like, yeah.
That's funny because that's almost string theory's explanation of ghosts, where it is all electrical, it's all on waves, it's all a fucking simulation, and we've got these different frequencies of stimulation on down the line, and when like you drop something in this plane, it can echo in the next, and then in the next, that little sound gets made, and it's like an echo of the electrical impulses of yourself.
Yeah, I also believe in like fucking like sometimes if you see a ghost or something like that, that it could be like like a dimensional, like kind of like a rift,
we
like where
went into that whole fucking deal for a while. That shit's crazy. Yeah, like that was my thing too, where I was like, yeah, fuck, that's exactly it. Like the crisscrossing of the fucking dimensional waves, kind of showing through to each side. That shit, 100%. That makes the most sense to me.
And I've got glasses on too. Totally legit.
We're actually a few days from Halloween, so this could be a perfect time to talk about ghost stories.
Exactly.
Shit.
I've had 2 phone calls in the past 4 months from YouTubers wanting to check out my house.
Like where you're physically talking to them or leaving messages?
They left messages to me and I called them back.
And they answered, and you had a conversation.
Ghost YouTubers,
ghost adventures,
local ghost tubers.
Oh,
ghost tubers,
man, they're gonna be doing some Zach Baggins up in there, disembodied voices.
The reason is because I'm on the original Wheatland plantation, right? Like it's a big slave quarters used to be, blah blah blah.
You need to get a metal detector.
And the original plantation home is right down the road, and it's called Wheatland Plantation, and a couple fags bought the place. And
a couple of homosexuals bought that place.
And they got tired of people wanting to fucking come over to their house because I guess they were butt fucking all the time. They didn't take away the butt fucking time.
Ungodly things.
So they're not answering anybody's calls because they're too busy butt fucking.
They actively live there right now?
Yeah, they live in the fucking, like they live in their backyard. There's I don't know, there's something like 28 slaves buried and 3 or 4 Indians and a bunch of soldiers. I'm like,
Hey, Derek ain't wrong though. You should get yourself a metal detector. You could find some.
Oh God!
Find some dildos walking around.
No, dude.
You'd have to risk seeing a couple guys butt fucking.
Hey, I'm down. Hey, it's 2019. I've seen some shit.
Are you around any Civil War battle areas?
Yeah, tons, man. This is like,
bro, dude, please. Get the one I got that's $130. You could fucking manage that, I'm sure. And dude, you find Civil War belt buckles, a few of those fuckers out in the field. Dude, you'll make your money back in 2 artifacts right in fucking Etsy or eBay. Fucking guaranteed. And that's not even counting the Mercury dimes, Liberty fucking quarters, Indian head pennies. Bro, dude, you'd be fucking a roll of Indian head pennies goes for like fucking $20 on eBay.
Yeah, the problem with Civil War battlefields and Civil War areas is that over the past 30, 40 years, they've been picked pretty clean. So if you find anything that is legit, it's going to be worth a lot of money. But also, more and more places are protected from scavenging of any kind.
We got those signs, Derek, that fucking no metal detecting signs all over the place here.
Oh, I've never even seen one of those. I just look at places and go to them and do it.
I would love to do that. There's a reason between.
Oh my God.
This is like KKK Central. There's like a bunch of fucking Aryan Nation fucking history shit here and stuff. There's all these fucking plantations. It's like this. You got the land of Dixie. They are talking about East Tennessee.
See, if I wasn't for me looking at the videos and shit, I wouldn't know this. But dude, Civil War belt buckles, like shit, like you would think is trash that you find on the ground, are worth money. And we're talking like where you live, bro. Your front fucking yard probably has treasures in it. And you can literally just dig your fucking yard and like learn your signals and shit and find silver and shit. You know what I mean? And make your money back, dude. Like for me, unfortunately, all I'm gonna find is 1800s shit, unless somehow I find some like I wouldn't even know what I would find besides the fucking Wild West shit. I don't know if there was like Spanish fucking here. I don't know what the fuck was in this area back then, but all I'm gonna find is just 1800s shit and all that. But you, where you live, you'll probably find some fire ass shit where you live, man.
Do they make metal detectors that are submergible where you could just like stick?
All of them are, but the real good ones, if you're gonna spend the money for it, it's I think $900. It's called an Equinox 800, literally the best thing you could buy. And that one you could go into a fucking ocean with and go underwater, which is what a lot of people do with them. And they're fully.
Shit. The reason I asked is because the rivers is what would be of interest to me around here. The rivers, because like as soon as like the tourist population took over, they like put no wading signs in all the rivers and shit, and there's so much river.
Oh yeah.
I've heard rivers are good for that to like look in because not only does the shit carry and get in and like thrown into the banks and just buried and shit.
And I've heard that the nicer the mountain is, like to like miners, the nicer and more lush and more colorful the mountain is, the more chance of minerals that are going to be in said mountain. So and there's got to be shit left over all down through these rivers because there's signs everywhere. And my dad's got a big portion of river in his backyard, and I could just fucking trove that.
Right there, what you just said. Okay, what I would do if I were you, and this is from who I like. There's a guy named Aqua Chigger. Sorry, I didn't say what you thought I said. Name, I hate saying it. You have to really watch and pronounce how you say his name. But he's my favorite metal detector guy, dude. This guy has over 1 million subscribers from literally just metal detecting. He's like the metal detector top of the pyramid guy, right? Well, this guy fucking I don't know what state he's in exactly, but I know he's around you somewhere. But what you do is like what you just said with the river, you find if any of that river runs through old Civil War battle areas, and where that river eroded through all the years, you run that bitch up and down that fucker all day long. And and then on your submersible question, nearly every one of them are going to be submersible up to the unit. So you're talking a few feet of coil and
4 feet deep.
Yeah, 4 or 5 feet. Yeah, exactly. You can extend it too as long as the wire goes, depending on what the fuck you got. But dude, man, I would watch if you put those videos and you like metal detected your yard and shit. I would watch the living dick out of that so much.
There's this
monetization right there, dude. You'd be set.
You got me all interested now because there's this portion of the river that's in his backyard that used to be a county road, and there's a bridge.
Oh my god.
The overpass goes over the river, and then it's all just crumbled because a school bus fell off. The son of a bitch, right? I mean, people fucking died, and then they closed that road, and the bridge has been there ever since. But people traveled over that bridge for a good maybe 150 to 200 years before the thing got closed.
You have no idea, man. The roads. There's this one video there's this one video I found where this guy in this was in fucking Idaho, dude. And it's an old area. They knew it was an old town, right? And during this part where they were traveling through this area, there just so happened to be construction on the road, right? And all the fucking street, this asphalt was torn up. These motherfuckers ran their metal detectors over that torn up asphalt where all the dirt was, where it was a dirt road before. These guys couldn't stop digging old fucking 1800s and fucking like late 1700s coins because it was just untapped ground because of the asphalt for all those years. Dude, where you live, you ever get that experience? I would, just from what I know right now, dude, the fact if you can't go grab that, even what I have, that $130 Discovery fucking metal detector, dude, you're missing out. You probably live by so much gold mines around you that's 1,000 times better than anything I'll have around me, that it's all probably untapped. Dude, you probably have a literal gold mine in your backyard. Like, no doubt. No fucking doubt. You need to do that and jump in that, man.
There's a lot of it, man. There's fucking, and then up the road too. I can't go on this property unless it's dark. It's called Battle Hill, where the KKK had a fight with some fucking army called the Blue Bill during the Civil War. There was more than just the Confederates and Union. There was also branch offs and like militias of fucking Confederate and Union soldiers that would have their own fucking wars, like the blue caps and the red caps and the blue bills and unsaid others around
Just
here.
think of all the history that's out there that the human brain won't even be able to comprehend it all within one human brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like what you're talking about, there's so much fucking crazy history out there that you'll just never know of. Pretty fucking crazy, man.
At the end of the day, you just need to know that Derek just wants to live vicariously through your metal detecting because he's sick and tired of finding fucking heroin needles and used condoms.
You literally said that. I haven't found a needle yet. I found
needle?
syringes without the needles, and I found caps, but I haven't found needles yet, thankfully.
You found a cat?
I found like syringe caps, yes. But
I thought you said you found a cat.
Yeah, but I know you don't. I know you probably never saw the video, but one of my first metal detecting videos, I was metal detecting a dirt lot across the street from the first McDonald's, and I set my metal detector down to dig a signal, and I fucking shit you not, the armrest area I set directly down in a used condom.
There goes that metal detector. Time to order a new one, Amazon.
Happened.
Yeah.
It was the most depressing moment I've had.
My God.
I pretty much sanded down where it fucking touched. Like I sanded it. I didn't wash it, I sanded it. Like I scrubbed the plastic particles off of the metal detector.
That was fucking great. I always wanted to get one, but I don't think I would ever like take the time to actually go out and like look around.
I would totally do it. But
Yeah.
with me, it's the point of spending the money in the first place.
There's a whole bunch of like Indian burial grounds around me too, but they're illegal to go like dig at.
Well, yeah, don't dig burial.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, I was whatever. Find some
but
oh, whatever. I don't know.
You're like,
you have this much
lame.
Lame. I want to find an arrowhead.
You know what? Though? I found that silver coin because I dug right next to a cemetery. Though, get that? Because I guess I'm the only one with the lowest morality to fucking actually dig right next to a cemetery. But
it's all about the laws, man. It's all about what's legal and what's not. Like here, like you said, Indian burial ground. We got Indian burial grounds here, man, with the Cherokee Nation and shit right down the road. But there's a fine line in between the burial ground and public land. So you just go right next to the border, right? And kind of scavenge around where.
That's what I'm talking about. Where I did it, where I found that mercury dime, it's a dirt lot literally bordering a historical site where there's a historical sign. Obviously, there's no new bodies being buried in the cemetery. They're all fucking late 1800s or no, these were all early 900s. But yeah.
Like technically, you would be still scavenging a burial ground, but the way
I'm in the lot bordering the burial ground. It just so happens to have no houses on it, and the soil looked like plowed soil that hasn't been touched in years. And that's when I found that 34 mercury dime, like out of nowhere.
Cool,
but
man.
that's the only place I found anything cool, like fucking knowingly cool and hard to find. Weird.
Yeah. That's what's cool about I can see what's cool about metal detecting. Like I know where there's a lot of gold bullion and gold nuggets that people have.
And you don't want to spend $130 on a metal detector and find that?
Right? Yeah. I don't know where the gold is in the ground. No, I mean like I know
part of the hunt.
People who have gold, and I'm jealous and I want it. That's what
I just want the gold.
Yeah.
Bring it into a jewelry store and just be like, oh my god, look at that. Beep, beep, beep.
Just in the coins I bet you would find in your front yard, you'd probably make your money back. Because I know you got fucking 1,000 fire ass coins in your front yard.
Dude, that's why I'm paying attention to you, man. Because when we moved here,
I'm not gonna find remote
going on where people were digging up cannonballs and stuff out of the place I was telling you about, Battle Hill, where the fucking KKK fought a battle or whatever. They're still selling at auction those cannonballs for like 10 grand. So you're not
I'm telling you. Yeah, like you have 1,000 more artifacts around you than I have. I'm going out of my way to find like little areas with just like some, if I'm lucky, 1800s artifacts. If I'm fucking lucky, and where you're at, you'll literally stick some fucking battlefield, and you're gonna find 1,000 old coins and buckles and dope ass artifacts and sell it.
I tell you what, if you come visit me and critique Tennessee weed, and then partake of some Tennessee mushrooms, I'll give you claim to Dad's river, and I won't even fucking sweep.
I will definitely smoke your horse hair weed and metal detect your dad's
I'll
land.
definitely smoke your shit weed.
I most definitely will do that with pleasure. And I will cheers a beer with you every step of the way.
Cheers a
Meaning, I
beer.
won't let anybody in it, but if I go in it, I'll tell you.
Dude, you know what I want, man? I want you to come to SCMM next year if you can. And I want you to, because I remember, I was with you a little bit of that, and I remember how things were. I want you to come and just fucking go all out this year. You know what I mean?
What was it?
When
What was
fucking,
it that
He didn't go all out the last time he was there.
I don't want to go over detailed, but I really want him to come out and have a. I think what it was he was drunk, and there's so much people coming around that recognize him, and I don't think he was able to.
Me, man. It was I agree with Jake on that. I felt real inadequate because and cerebrally inadequate because when people were coming up to, so many people knew my name, and knew who I was and shit. And I was like, Derek, this is fucking scary. I don't. These people fucking all know who I am. I don't know who they are. I feel bad. And Derek's like, just gonna have to get used to that, man. Just gonna have to have a good time.
Yeah, that's literally it. I'm not sugarcoating it. I was literally because he was having it was a little weird, having people coming up to him, and dude, I think this time, man, if you can make it out, you're gonna fucking have a killer time because I feel like you seem more open, and there's something about you that's changed over the last year. I don't know what it is, but you seem so much more clear and clear-minded. You seem so fucking like you know where you're at in life right now. Like I don't
Mushrooms.
know. If that's it. If that's it.
True. keep eating them.
Dude, you seem in a good place right now, and I love to see that, and I'm hoping that's what it is. And fucking,
I hope you're addicted to shrooms.
I just want to see you again, man. I've been seeing all you motherfuckers and having that fucking face-to-face personal experience, man. 2 days ain't enough to fucking hang out with you guys. I need to see you guys again. That's what
It's not enough.
No, it isn't, man. And then we're all like getting so fucked up, and we're all tired. We're all on different schedules. It's hard for us all to get on the same wavelength. But it ends up happening. It's fucking you miss it. Man, you miss some homies after a few years.
Yeah, we gotta make 2020 the year everybody fucking comes out.
Yeah, on the real, and this ain't even SCMM. I really want to fucking like boost 2020 with some fucking all of them.
Are you talking about doing it earlier, like early summer, or later after the heat breaks, late in the year?
Before,
like maybe in April or May or something.
Just the weather, man. As long as the weather's cooler than 120 degrees, I'm down.
See what you guys experience there. You don't recognize that in the rest of the year. It is normal temps there, and it can be fucking 80s as a high.
You're right. So why hold it at that point?
Sub D, okay. I'll tell you right now, Sub D, and he's got that brilliant fucking business brain. He's smart about it, and it makes sense, but it also sucks weather-wise. Is that everyone's out of school, everyone's out of college. It's the fucking most open months of the year, and ironically, is the hottest. Sadly for Palm Springs, is the summer.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Yeah, and
we have basically Palm Springs to ourselves because nobody wants to be there when it's 120 degrees.
And that's another thing right there.
And you get good prices on everything. Man, Cliff and I took a ride like the first full night that we were there. We took a ride around Palm Springs at like 11:30 at night. We had the whole city to ourselves. It was like a ghost town.
Yeah,
so it has its advantages, but yeah, that 115 degrees, you got to deal with that for sure.
That's the way it was in 2017 too. But yeah, it was fucking 100 degrees at midnight in the middle of town. It's like, oh God, fuck this, man. I got lost in the fucking desert at fucking 120 degrees.
Yeah, that first year was like 125 or something stupid.
It was retardedly fucking hot, yeah, and that's what exactly what I'm trying to avoid this year.
I felt like I was gonna puke that one the second day, right? I think it was Saturday when everybody was at Chaparral. I felt like I was gonna puke. I was like, oh, there's the fucking San Bernardino pool. There's the fucking Desert Lodge pool. I put my head in it, and my head shrunk half size. And
yeah, I remember it was. I would say that this year was hotter than the first year, but I remember that first year, I came out and I rented a bike to ride around on. and it was an air-cooled Sportster. And I remember that dude at Eagle Rider telling me, "Hey man, do not take this bike to Death Valley. You're not allowed to do that." I had to sign in the contract saying I would not ride to Death Valley. And
Damn.
so the hottest day of riding, we came back in the heat of the afternoon and came all the way through Palm Desert, Cathedral City into Palm Springs and rode at 30 miles an hour, hitting all the red lights. And I thought that motorcycle was going to die. Like it wasn't idling correctly. It was power fading. And I thought, man, I'm destroying this motorcycle.
Struggle busing.
Dude, oh my God, man. It barely ran by the time I got it back to the hotel. And I thought, well, I'll just let it sit there and we'll see what it does in the morning. If I blew it up, I blew it up. I got all the insurances, so we'll see what happens. Man, it walked out the next morning, that fucker fired right up like nothing happened.
Nice.
It was a miracle.
Oh man.
Yeah, I dropped. I think I got it the same bike. I think we ended up riding. Was that bike blue?
Yeah, mine was blue. It was an 883 iron.
Oh no, that was a 1200.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap this up because I have to get up early. So
yeah,
I have to.
I will.
Well, if you got kids,
We got a good 3 hours in though. Don't want to.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Overdo
Over
it.
3 hours.
I like this once a month thing. It works
Yeah.
out well, and then it's not too taxing on everybody. So
Well, we'll have to get together on the SFF group and figure out when we're going to do the next one. But you know, we're going to be dealing with Thanksgiving and all that stuff the end of next month, so we'll have to figure it out.
oh yeah. Although
So-
that's not a Monday or anything, is it?
No, I
Cyber
mean,
Monday.
Thanksgiving's always Thursday and Friday, but we'll have to, you know, some people might be traveling or whatever.
I ain't
So,
going nowhere. Actually,
okay.
actually, Bane is going to California, so I'm literally gonna have nothing to fucking
What?
do. He's
Okay.
got
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what Monday works end of November, and we'll get it all worked out.
All right, let's do it.
Well, now it's
You going
time for so long.
What happened?
Bane going on a school trip or something?
He's got family there, so he's actually gonna go with his grandparents and meet a bunch of fam. But I was
Cool.
like, dang, dude, that'd be a cool experience for you to get out of Michigan, and so
Yeah, and then he just don't go back to Michigan.
yeah. Then you'll see how terrible life is here.
He's like, wait, it's not that cold everywhere? What?
Right?
Hey Jake, are you doing any other meetups like you did that we all drove to?
Oh man, it's a mess. Everything's broken.
Jake's done with that bullshit.
Bike life